How you guys doing? My name's Jason Lowry, and you're on the Nerds Have Spoken. I'm here with my partners in crime, Eric B, E. Wells, Wolfenstein, New York Mike. How you guys doing tonight?
Yo, what's happening,
What's up,
everybody?
nerds?
Yeah. My nerds in the house.
What time is it, Ian?
What happened?
What time is it, bro?
What time is it?
Dude.
Yo, it's time to nerd up or shut up, baby.
That's
Let's
right,
go.
baby. There we go.
Yeah, right. I'm
We're
ready.
here.
My dude.
So what'd you guys do this weekend or this week? You guys do anything interesting at all?
Yeah, man. My weekend was pretty good. My week was pretty good. Weekend was really, really good. Friday night, I had to get some food ready because Saturday we had as some of you will call a meat party, but we had just a hangout, man, with the guys, a labeling party for Transformers, and hung out with the guys, man. So that was pretty much my weekend. And then this past week, the wife and I started off on the Batmobile build, man, and
Nice.
it's been fun so far. We're only 8 bags in out of 26. Got a lot to go, but it's been fun.
Lord, man, that's gonna take a minute, man. But it's fun though. Legos is definitely fun, and you have to have patience for it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also a stress reliever, man, too. Like after a long, hard day of not only just dealing with like the stuff at work and coming home and then have to be a dad or a mom and still be a husband and a wife. Like it's pretty cool to be able to sit down and kind of decompress before you go to bed by building some Legos.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, man.
Indeed.
Yeah, man. What about you, E. Wells? How was your week?
My week was pretty busy, man. As far as like work was concerned, it was a little busy at work, but it was kind of quiet. Yesterday was cool. You know, my sister-in-law came down from, I want to say Schenectady, New York, I think is where she lives. She came down to Long Island, New York to surprise the family because she came up for like a hair expo. So she came for that, but she said, figured while she was up here, she'd come down and hang out
Nice.
with all of us. So we went to the city, had dinner.
I saw that on your Instagram.
What happened?
So, yeah, I saw that on your Instagram. Dope.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever heard of Max Brenner.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Chocolate Factory. Yeah.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
man, it's so dope in the city,
Had a
man.
date
That's
there
hot
once,
chocolate. Whew. What happened? You had a date
Went
there
on a
one
date
time?
there once, bro.
Little Wednesday
that's a nice
obligations
place.
there?
What's that?
Little Wednesday obligations there?
No, we ain't spending that kind of money on Wednesday.
No doubt. I was going to say that they have this hot chocolate there. It's called the Italian Thick.
That's
Wait a
she
minute,
calls
what?
me.
Now,
Sorry.
that is not a porno. I just want to say that's not a porno film.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like it.
No,
Italian
but
Thick.
it's called the Italian Thick. I might say it's a lot to take in, but it's really good.
It's gonna be like that podcast this week.
But yeah, that was my weekend though. You know, it's pretty good. You know, me and the wife did our normal shopping today, and now I'm here hanging out with the boys, man. So you know, New York Mike was good, man. How was your week?
All good, man. It was a good week. Week flew, actually. Had a good couple of days, and I worked a lot, so that's why I went pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then the weekend flew even more. It was like one long day. And you know, that's pretty much it. You know, I had nothing too eventful, which is always a good thing.
Mike, did you get any sleep? That was a 1 full day.
I slept. Technically, Saturday never happened because the rule is
Oh wow.
Saturday doesn't happen. The next day doesn't happen until you go to sleep. So that's always been my rule. So if it's 3:00 in the morning, you hanging out at the bar, well, guess what? It's still Friday, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So we're just going to figure it
I
out
agree with
Saturday. Saturday never happened. That's it. Friday was just really fucking long.
Kind of like that.
The long Friday.
Oh, yeah. It was a good day, though. It was a great day. More time, more fun.
Nice. Hence the Dunkin' Donuts that he's drinking right now. He's still recovering, obviously.
At 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Little coffee mixed with vodka.
Whatever gets you through it, man.
Absolutely. How about you, Wolf? How's stuff and things?
Stuff and things are good. Had a busy week working overtime, trying to get caught up on a couple things. I was at the meetup too on Saturday, or as my wife likes to call it, the sticker party.
Nice.
She was afraid that her husband was going to a meetup as well.
Yeah. No, man, we had a good time. I'm sure we'll talk more about it in a few minutes. But yeah, it was a good weekend. Good, nice quiet Sunday. Finished it up. What about you, Jay? How you doing?
Oh, not too bad, man. I mean, I had a long week at work. As you guys know, I haven't been feeling that well, so I got an appointment Monday. But yeah, this week's been pretty good so far. I mean, I ended up basically taking a relaxing weekend for the first time since December.
Mhm.
And dude, I pretty much slept all day. I ain't gonna lie.
Good, man.
I
Nothing
didn't
wrong
wake
with
up
it.
till a
You
few
needed
minutes
it.
ago. Yeah. When you're falling
Yo, you-
asleep at work and at a barber shop and everything else, dude, you need to get some sleep.
I still
Somebody
can't
stole your
believe you
beer.
fell asleep at a barbershop, man. I've never done that either.
Dude,
Never, bro.
I'm telling you, you get. I mean, I've been since December. I've been like struggling with 3 hours of sleep at night because all the coughing and stuff.
Ooh.
So, dude, it's been hurting, dude. But I mean, dude, this yesterday. So, of course, mine and my wife's 1 year wedding anniversary is next Monday.
Mm-hmm. March
Nice.
9th.
The
March
9th.
9th.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah, baby.
Thank you. And yeah, I'm surprised I survived this long, to be honest. But, But
A year?
Dang.
Dang.
Don't say that. Damn, bro.
no, with all the dumb shit that I do, you know what I mean. So, but no, she's a great
I mean, that's why
woman.
they love us. 'Cause we do dumb shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I got stories to say otherwise.
I bet.
And
And go.
So yeah, we turn around and we actually got hit up from the wedding planner. She planned an event for all of her clients, basically, and they had a nice dinner set up for her clients from the past year. We were actually the first clients that were hers for last year for the wedding season. And so, I mean, there were probably like 60 people at this event, and just chilling. Had like a multi-course meal, like everything. It was free. Like we didn't have to pay for nothing. We got a little wedding gift from her at the end and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. So that was pretty
Nice,
much
man.
That's
pretty
awesome,
much
man.
about it. Sorry about that.
Nice. That's okay,
So,
man.
yeah,
Hey,
it
you
was
sound a
pretty
lot better, Jay. You do sound a whole lot better, though, man.
Yeah, I feel a lot better since I got some sleep, to be honest. But I mean,
Yeah, man.
I've been struggling. I ain't gonna lie. So
Good stuff, man.
Well, you hear him out, man. You feeling better?
hell
so
yeah, I'm
that's
feeling a
what's up.
lot better after I got all that sleep this week, bro. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Anybody pick up anything over the weekend? Any hauls?
I got a few things this week. What did I get? I got the Masters of the Universe Classics He-Man from years ago. I got a Marvel Legends worthy Captain America. Awesome figure.
Nice.
I got some parts from my G1 crackers. Pulled it out of storage and was missing a few things, so I went on eBay and I completed them.
Nice.
So he's all complete now. And then
Big
at
move.
the sticker party, yeah, at the sticker party, I got Mr. Matt B gave me this. That's a Mech Fans Toys Hound.
Yeah,
Legend
man.
size,
Oh,
and I'm kind of
nice.
mad at him. I'm kind of mad at him because I might jump down this hole now, and I didn't need to be doing that. So thanks, Matt.
Well, for those of us that don't know, like, why don't you tell everybody what a sticker party is?
Yeah. Let's get a full explanation.
let's get into it.
All right, for all you normies out there, basically we all went to where did we go? Matt B's house up in Detroit. Matt Brassour, am I saying that right, Eric?
Yeah, Brasseer.
Brasseer.
Mhm.
A bunch of us went up there. The Michigan crew. I went up with Jeremy B. Met up with him in Cleveland. He drove us up there. We brought a bunch of our figures up there, our masterpiece figures, other stuff too. Some brought their Marvel Legends. We broke out the repro labels. Just sat around a table. Put all the applying them all. Had some good food too, which we're gonna be joking about a lot during this episode. So
Nice.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. Yeah. It was it was our second one that we've done as a group. The Michigan guys got together. I want to say it was almost like 4 or 5 months ago now, and it was so much fun that we was like, man, we got to do this again. Plus, like, Matt has a huge collection of Transformers, and he hadn't labeled any of them.
Oh wow.
Which is where this had started originally. He was like, man, I need to label some of these figures, and I was like, dude, I'll come over and help with that. That sounds like a fun time, and it became a meetup, and yeah, that's what we did, man. But speaking of meetup, man, I was telling you guys earlier in the intro that I cooked on Friday night. Well, got it smoking on Friday night and smoked some ribs the night before, man, so we can have some good food. And I got a couple pictures to show you guys here.
So you actually smoked your meat before you ate it?
Such a hater.
It all in.
Hey, real quick. Anybody want to put an over/under on meat jokes for this episode?
That's good. That's a good one.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna go with the over on this because I definitely gonna go over.
Yeah, we're going over. Trust me.
Definitely going over. We could do meat all day.
All day. Double entendres.
Yeah.
But
I don't even care.
It was. I mean, I don't like to toot my own horn, so I'm gonna ask E what he thought. What did you think?
It's I was not ashamed to have another man's meat in my mouth, so it was pretty good.
How juicy and succulent was it?
Yeah.
You can tell this is Eric's meat, obviously, because it's long and brown. And
oh shit!
For those that Eric B, I believe that he meant.
My
for
goodness,
context
guys.
for our audio listeners, it is actually a piece of meat on the picture. Just so everyone
Wait,
knows.
So
but
why
how
don't you explain
how
what
do you
that
know
is?
that his meat is long?
I'm just looking at the picture, man. That's it.
So Eric, what type of meat is that?
I can't really know.
Jesus Christ. So what we have here is some ribs, guys. Some baby backs to be exact. Baby back ribs that I made. I made 2 slabs of baby backs and then a slab of spare ribs. But this is Matt's Superman statue that he just picked up over the weekend.
Wow, that looks dope.
Yeah, man. This is the Superman from Hush, the Hush story. You can see at the bottom, you kind of see the poison ivy vines hanging up.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, he didn't have the wreath around his neck or whatever. And there's actually a funny story on this too. But I'll let him share that with you guys one day. It was pretty
Is
fun.
that a 6 or a quarter?
This I don't remember. I
It
think he
looks
said
like
eighth.
Beautiful.
I
Yeah,
think
it does.
he said 8th. I think he
Did he say eighth?
I
Yeah,
think he did.
Okay.
like 8th scale. It's huge though, man. It's
It looks
huge.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it is really nice looking, man.
Very
It's
detailed and everything.
and it's like the first thing you notice too. As soon as you come in there, his
See the
office
bright
space
red
is off to
cape.
the right. Yeah, dining room's off to the right, man, and it's cool. And this is a cloth cape too with the wire in it, so it's
Oh,
pretty
wow.
sweet.
Oh, I love a cape with a wire in it, man. For real.
Yeah, man. Yep, you can get a lot going there. And then this is the other one he has set up.
Oh, that
Um,
was cool.
Kind of looks like the new 52 Injustice type Superman there, but that ice behind there that it's sitting on actually lights up. He had that lit up too. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. And then there's his Hulkbuster. That's the Hot Toys Hulkbuster, and that thing weighs a ton.
You had this
Man.
one, right? Did you sell it or?
No,
Oh,
I
you
have
had
the
this one,
figure
see?
arts. I have the figure arts. I haven't sold it yet.
Oh, okay. I thought you had the Hot Toys.
Yeah, so I wish this one like this. I can't spend $1,400 at this point on this thing, but this thing is amazing. I mean, I would love to have it, but it's not worth
You said,
it.
Beautiful
you
piece.
said $1,400. That's
Yeah.
US dollars?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the secondary market. When it first came
That's
out,
late
it was
tax.
$8.99. That is the late
Yeah.
tax. The late tax is
Dude,
about
it's a big
If
$1,400.
you
figure,
want it
man.
now, you got to pay over a G for it right now. If you
Yeah.
want it.
Yeah, and it's does a lot. I mean, it has lights and sounds and
Mhm.
big ratchets, and
That's
the thing
remarkable.
is, man, it's a great thing, great figure. It's a beautiful figure. And you can see a couple of guys sitting there. That's Daniel sitting down, Daniel Williams. For those who know him in the Facebook group, look
Yes,
to the
sir.
left. You got Anthony Lewis there. That's my homeboy. Been knowing him for almost 12 years now.
Nice.
And then the guy with the shiny bald head there, that's Matt B. So that was his house, and he invited us all in. And in the background, you can see my castmate, Mr. Wolfenstein, there with the Cobra La record shirt. Shout out to those guys.
Nice.
Cobra.
And then you got Jeremy B, man, his second trip. So the first labeling party we had, he was there, and he came back, and his wife also called it a sticker party too. So
Sticker party.
but it was cool, man. He was there as well, and him and E rolled up together, man. So it was good seeing those guys taking that trip, man. And thank you guys for coming, man. It means a lot that you guys would take that drive to come hang out with us. It really does.
I was happy to be invited. I'll do it again. Absolutely. Great
Yeah, man.
time.
It was cool stuff.
Yeah,
So
man.
you
I
can
could
kind of
Oh, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead, bro.
I was going to say, Wolfenstein, like, watching your videos you posting of you like getting all excited going up there, like preempting putting that, Slim Jim in your mouth. I knew you were excited to get that meat.
It was a preemptive meat strike.
Someone keep count of all these jokes. I want a final count at the end of the episode. A final count.
Yeah, when we recap, we're gonna have to get a count on this.
Leave it in the comments, please.
Well, we didn't set it over or under though.
Yeah.
I'm putting the over under 32. That's where it's at.
32.
I think we.
All right, over under 32.
I don't know. We're probably like a third of that already, but.
I'm taking the under.
Leave it out for 10 minutes.
You're taking the under, bro. I'm taking the over on that. Over.
I'm not taking that bet. No.
I'm taking the over. We got some time left. There's gonna be a lot of meat being passed around.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, if you kind of look at their faces, they're all looking at the toys and everything, and then you have Eric's like concerned look, like, man, I cannot wait to get that.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I'm looking at the picture right now, and it's just a bunch of dudes around a table. Are you guys playing hide the meat right now? Is that what it was?
Well, you notice Eric's not in the picture, so he's preparing it right now. He's getting it ready.
There you go.
How much meat do you have?
Yeah, man, the food was in the kitchen, man. We're not Neanderthals. We're not barbarians.
Yeah. All right. The meat was in the kitchen, right?
Not that we have a problem with Neanderthals and barbarians. You guys are okay with us.
Right. I don't want your hate mail. Don't send it to me. Send it to New York Mike.
Indeed. Yo, I forgot my man's name, but the dude he said that was sitting out with the glasses. I know he the third horseman or something like that. I think his name is on Instagram. I know he does a lot. I know he works out a lot, man. So shout out to him real quick. He's got his workout game on. I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I see him TFCon, right?
Yep,
Daniel. I know he's doing his thing. Man. Daniel. All right, that's his name. My bad.
Yep. 3 years strong, man. He's a good dude, man. And
he is, man. I had a good conversations with him.
Yeah, he inspired me to get back into working out too, man. And shout out to him. Shout out to his wife and son too, Preston. They're cool peeps, man. Love them. Love them to life. He doesn't live too far from me either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does he live in Detroit area or?
Yeah, so I live in a suburb of Detroit like he does. We both live in Southfield, and he's about maybe 10 minutes from my house.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, so one of the homies for sure. So this is where the action started. Yep. This is where the labels came out. Everybody got the tweezers. Actually, Eric Von Wolfenstein, man. Let me tell you about E real quick.
A little meat.
So no, this dude came with a kit. He was ready, dude. He had a screwdriver. He had tweezers. He had only thing he didn't have was scissors, man. And luckily Matt had those there at the house, man. It was a fun time. Fun time, man. He came ready. He was not playing. He fit right in too. He just got right into it.
So what kind of figures do we have on the table here?
Yeah, man.
I see a couple of Secticons. Are the Secticon in? I don't know.
We got an Onslaught. We got a Skydive.
Yeah, that's an Onslaught. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeremy B had the MMC. I think it was MMC, the Insecticons, right?
Yeah. We got the reformatted Insecticon.
Yeah, he had that.
That fan toys?
He had the KFC. No.
The MMC ones. Yep, the reformatted ones.
Got you.
Go ahead, E.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
No, my bad. Wolfenstein, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. So
I got to meet this guy, Jeremy, man. He was the only one that apparently he's the only other Dragon Quest fan out there. He commented on something.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, he hit me up. So we definitely got to hook up one day. Talk about some Dragon Quest.
Maybe there'll be another meetup.
Oh man, yeah, man. So he could do, man. And what's that next to him, Wolfenstein? Is those the KFC Opticlones or something like that?
Yeah, that's the KFC reflector.
Yeah, there it is. That's it. And so as you can see, you got Wolf down there with the Bumblebee. He's putting the blue labels on the windows.
Nice.
Daniel off to the left hand side was actually working on. He bought the THF Megatron, the KO Megatron, and labeled that up. And he also had his Montana from DX9. He was labeling.
Nice.
And then if you look in the back corner to the right, that's Chris Mayville. He actually dropped in, man. Pleasant surprise. We didn't even think he was gonna make it. So that was cool that he dropped in. And he also brought that Unique Toys Megatron from the last night, and that thing is dope.
Oh, I gotta pick that thing up.
Yeah, sculpted very well, man. And if you look in that little pile up under the Girl Scout cookies there, shout out to the Girl Scout cookies. Um,
Oh, I forgot to buy a box from him. Oh shit.
that's all right. He'll get them to you.
So you bought cookies in the meat party, okay?
So you can see a bunch of little legends down there. I don't even. Can I zoom in?
You
Here?
could, you could just hit Control, I think, or Shift, and then go.
There we go. So you can see a bunch of the legend class figures. He got all the New Age Seekers.
Oh,
I think
nice.
that's New Age.
Yeah,
and those things are great. They are phenomenal, dude.
Yep.
Those things look really, really good. I'm seriously contemplating getting into the legends with New Age and Magic Square.
Yeah,
I'm telling you guys, like I got sucked into those, and like I'm deep into those right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you say you in too, Wolf? You might be in.
I might be. I'm messing with this town, and then it's great. So
yeah, it is dope.
Surprisingly, MFT they get a lot of hate, and it's because they started out as a KO company, to be honest. But they did. They got some pretty good. They got a lot of original designs, but they got their joints and everything all nice and tight. But their scale is kind of all over the place. They got 2 different scales just within, depending on what you buy. So
nice. So just moving right along, you see Anthony back there in the background playing with that new what's that Batman from the, I don't know the art, but I know he was saying something about like Damien going to hell.
The Hellbat, yeah.
Yeah, Hellbat, that's what it's called.
McFarlane Hellbat, yeah.
Yeah, that thing was kind of sick. But he also got that Marvel Legends Red Hawk too, and he said it was $30, man.
He bought it there? Nice.
Yep, he found
it. That's that sticker we saw.
Yeah. I can't wait to get my hands on that, man.
It's a sick looking figure. I handled that. It's really nice.
Yeah, man. That looks dope.
I cannot wait to get my hands on that one.
So just to give you some perspective, I took a photo with all 3 of them in there, and you can see how big those statues are.
Wow. Compared to the Hulk.
Hulkbuster.
They look much smaller until you pulled it out and zoomed on all 3 of them. Jeez.
They're huge.
Are those 12x12 cubbies?
I don't know.
Because that's a big ass Superman if those are 12x12.
For real.
I think it is.
But the Superman looks bigger than the Hulkbuster. That's what I'm saying. Like it.
Hell yeah, the Superman is bigger than a 12x12. If it's bigger than a 12x12, it's 18. That puts it a quarter, doesn't it?
Yeah, they were big. They were huge. They were ginormous, man, and it was cool to see. It was, and then he also said that the statue, so you can turn Superman 180, and it'll show like the Superman symbol on the actual base there. But even the base pieces come out. So it was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool to see. This is a zoom in on all these legend figures he has. I mean, New Age and Magic Square are where it's at.
They're killing it.
Phenomenal. They're phenomenal. What was also dope was to see the amount of diecast in the Seekers.
Yeah.
And if Legend starts doing diecast and Seekers, I might have to go all in because I am a diecast junkie, dude.
Plus, they got them in their feet for all the Seekers and everything. I mean, they're pretty good.
And the paint was dope too.
But why does diecast make you want to jump all in?
It's nostalgia. So that's just like the added piece to get me over the top. Because I think they're great from the beginning, even if they had no diecast. But nostalgia feeling, being a kid, man, when I came into Transformers, they were diecast when I was a kid. And then now as you get older, the quality figures that you start to get that have diecast in them makes you feel like you're getting your money's worth out that figure. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, man. And I think how much are those retail, Jay?
It's right around, I think, like $30-$40 or something like that for each one of those. But dude, they are definitely phenomenal to get. They just came out with the cone heads just recently as a 3-part set. And what's nice about those is I don't think I have it here, but they actually come with each one of those come with a space bridge piece, and you actually connect. Yeah. You connect, I think, what is it, 12 of them to make the entire space bridge. So it's pretty cool.
It's a Build-A-Bridge figure.
Yeah, and they double and they double as stands for them too as well, which is pretty cool. So I thought that was dope.
A beer on the table. I'm sorry, guys, I got distracted.
Yeah.
I'm like, let a picture of beer on it. All right. Moving on.
So the Michigan crew, man, got together and bought a bunch of. We had Etchbox Customs. Shout out to Kelly. Make us some mugs, man, and we got our own like little mug club going on, man. And I'll show you the design on them later. It's pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. There's some figure art stuff. I wanted to show the guys the stands.
Yeah, I got one too.
Nice.
How dynamic that stuff was. Pretty cool.
How you like the stands, Wolf?
I like those stands. He showed me those. They're very impressive. They held the weight perfectly. I love them. I can't wait to get some.
So it's like a very
make any
solid
heavier,
bottom.
was able to hold its own weight.
Yeah.
Sorry, that wasn't a good one.
What were you saying though, Wells?
I don't know. I forgot now.
And got me on the line.
I was saying, is the base like a good weight to it? Because obviously having a good weight to the base is what's pertinent to a stand.
Yeah, it does. It's light, but it's not too light to where it'll topple over. But the shape and the design of them make it so well that it's not gonna topple over. And what's also cool about these stands in particular is that they have about 4 other holes there. Some of them 3, some of them 4, to where you can move the position of the peg and get different dynamic poses out of them. I mean, it's sick. It's sick.
Nice.
And if you want a deal on them, go to Amazon.com and you can probably get them for like $10 or $15 for
Nice.
2 packs.
That's what's up.
It's worth it. Worth it 100%.
Yeah, I've got
And
the
you kinda-
stage. I got the stage 4. I got a bunch of the stage 4s.
Yeah, the
but I was
stage
thinking
4s
about
are
the
dope.
stage 5. So
The stage 5s are cool. They are really good because they have ratchets in there as well. So even if, like, I think back in the day, some people complained about certain weight shifting them and then you had to screw them in. Well, these here with the mechanic stages, Act 5 mechanic stages, they have ratchets in them. So it makes it really cool. But the only drawback is that the peg that pegs into this, can you see my pointer?
yeah.
All right, so this little peg here that plugs into here is very short on the nub. If they extended that a little longer, it would make it a little easier to get certain other poses out. So it's
Yeah,
pretty
they had the
cool.
same problem with the other ones too, like the the little pegs that plug into the actual the metal the plastic shaft.
That counts. That counts.
Tapping the meat. Just say meat. Just say meat right now. Just say meat.
But no, so I have a bunch of those. Like the only thing that sucks about the stage 4s is that they're friction based. So you have to tighten the screw. That's the only thing I dislike about them. But do you know if by any chance that the pegs for the newer ones also fit to the bases for the older ones?
They do. So they are very interchangeable. And if you look back at the Wasp in here in the background, that one comes with its own stand. And even that stuff kind of mixes and matches. So it's really cool, man. It's really cool. Tamashi knows what they're doing when it comes down to stands. And you can combine the stands. So if you look here at the Black Widow and Ronin, they have these other little tabs that make them lock in. So you can combine the stands. And the mechanic stands have like a little angle on them. So you can get those sideways, straight up and down. I mean, it's pretty cool what you can do with them. Very versatile.
Nice.
Yeah,
I can't wait to get to the meetup and check these out.
Hopefully you'll be able to get it in the hole because the other 5 guys.
Man.
So there's your Red Hulk, Ian. I know you are excited to see that. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, me and New York Mike is definitely we're searching for that. We need to put a bet on who's gonna get that first.
All right. Not to sound dumb, but point it out to me.
Yeah, yep. So here's your Red Hulk right here.
Okay, all right.
There you go. And then you got Hellbat, and then this is the McFarlane Superman. And down here, I think on the ground, I think so. Yep, there's the McFarlane Batman. He just toppled over on his own.
I just returned him.
But there's, did you? You didn't like
I
it?
did. No, I'm not into the multiverse, the DC. I'm not into those. I bought them and I opened up one, and I didn't cut. You know how they got the tabs in there that hold them in and everything. I didn't cut any of them yet. I just started playing with the joints and stuff. And his hand came apart. I literally just moved like the wrist, and the whole hand came off. I said, "Yeah, okay, this is going back. I'm done.
no.
Thank you. I know what I need to know about these now. Thanks."
Dude,
I bought him and I bought Harley Quinn, and I said, as soon as that happened, I packaged them right back up and I took them right back to Target. I said, thank you very much.
Wow.
Don't need them. Don't need to waste my money there.
So was that your experience, Wolfenstein?
No, They've been fine for me.
Yeah, same here,
I've
man.
had no issues.
I could have got a
think-
bad one, but I mean, that did it for me. I said, you know what? I don't want this trouble.
In their
I
history
took it right back.
doesn't show them to have
Yeah.
like a good history. So I can understand why you're just like, no, I'm out. I get it.
So what
Yeah.
are the wrist like ball joints with like pegs on either side? Is that
Yeah,
how
it
is?
has like a peg. It just pegs in on the wrist, I believe. It's just a peg that goes right in for the wrist.
Mhm.
And that it literally came right off. I put it back on or whatever, and still mess with it, finagle it, and it came right off again. So I said, all right, it happens. You get a bad one, it's fine. But I mean, it's a $20 figure, so I said, you know what, this is just not for me. I
Yeah.
gotta put my money, in certain places, and that's not where I want to put it. So
Yeah, you kind
No
of get
doubt.
discouraged
got-
sometimes a
yeah.
little bit with that. Like when you first open up a figure, you're all excited. The
Yeah.
first thing, you barely even touch it and the shit falls apart. You're like, nope.
right, I'm like, yeah, no, that's not gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
On to the
Shout out-
next.
Shout out to Ali V1.
Look at
that.
Yeah, man. So speaking of mugs, this is my mug here. As you can see, it has a hashtag my rock up at the top, and then that's one of my favorite numbers there. So
Same here.
yep.
Yes, sir.
So
Same
that's
here.
So everybody can meet up getting their own mug and it goes up on the shelf. I think somebody already did that.
terrible. Terrible.
No,
And then
you
there's
guys, you guys should get different meats. Everyone gets a different piece of meat. Just put it up there.
Sounds like this weekend.
Hey.
Ayo.
Whose guy's sleeping bag was it?
Wow.
Dude, I'm sick of your shit, man.
Are you sick of his meat?
I got meat for days.
So here's the backside of that mug. And she did a really good job and was really easy to work with when it came down time for the design process of this. And she just pretty much asked me what I wanted and came up with a couple designs and well, asked the crew what they wanted because it was a collaborative effort. And as you can see here, we got the state of Michigan here with the rock logo on the side.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
And it's pretty cool. Came out really good. But this guy right here. So Wolf, you gotta fill us in on this, man. Tell us what you did here.
Is that TF?
No, that's
Oh,
that's the official.
Oh wow!
That's the official?
Yeah, that's it.
What'd you do to the window? Talk to me about it.
I gave him the cell shaded windows on the arms. He's got the gold for the arrow and the two lines right there.
That gold looks good.
Yeah, it looks better. I almost didn't put that on, but I'm glad I did. Something on the knees, and then the shins got the silver on all the pieces right there.
Mhm.
And then you can't see it, but there was some on the feet as well.
Let me see if I could.
Oh yeah, you're talking about right at the toe. At the
Right,
toe
yeah,
part?
on the toes, there's some
Yeah.
stickers on there.
that. Unless you got another photo.
Wolf, you kill
I
it,
think
Wolf.
it's cut off. Yeah, you can see it a little bit.
Yeah, you can see it a
I like
little
the-
bit
Yeah,
down
a
there.
little
I like
bit.
we got on the knees though. That's dope.
You know,
Yeah,
like
man.
I think it looks phenomenal, dude. I'm
yeah.
surprised that they didn't do
Yeah.
decals for like right at the waist section, like the yellow, to match up with the gold or something.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah,
look bad.
No, it doesn't at all.
I think it looks good.
Uh-uh.
I
It looks
think
good.
Hey, look, it looks
And there
like
it is. Let me zoom in on the foot of this one.
It definitely looks like a
Gotta
different
look.
figure now with that.
Yeah, I think it looks great.
Maybe that's below the meat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there it is on the foot. So you can kind of see it right here.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
The one
man,
sticker
that's
there.
nice. A little gold there. That's dope. And that's
Yeah,
gold,
man.
right? That's on the toe. That's gold, right?
That's
No,
orange
I think
and red.
Yeah, orange and
the
red.
Orange and red. Oh,
Okay.
okay. I look gold in the photo, but okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Zoom back
Yeah.
up right there where I was trying to see where the knee was real quick. Can you check that out?
Don't zoom in on the
Okay.
meat, not the meat, man. It's a little down.
No,
All right,
Eric,
there you go.
how hard was it
That's
to
not
how
good.
hard was it for you to work on the knees?
Mine came out. My copy came out perfect. I had no issue with the knees whatsoever.
Fell right into that one.
Jason, you are terrible.
God damn it!
You spent a lot of time on your knees, man. It's all right.
Dude, New York Mike's head was shaking right out the bat. He knew what I was doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And I fell for it too.
yeah.
You did. You sure did.
Oh, they're really interested in my work. You fuck you guys.
No, but no, it actually, dude, it looked pretty good. I liked it,
I
man.
was just in your knee pads. All right.
Good
Yeah,
job
I
on
was
that,
being
dude.
real though. That thing looks good. I was being real.
It
That
does.
is really
Yeah,
good
it
looking.
does. It does for real.
Thank you.
So quick side story on this. Soon as he pulled it out, man, and said, "Oh wait, pause." Soon as he,
How often did that happen?
soon as he took
Later in the night.
44 out the box, I instantly said, "What to you, E?"
I do not remember. What did you say to me?
I was like, "You're gonna sticker that?" I don't know, dude. I don't know. And it came out great. So kudos
Oh.
to him.
Fantastic.
He
I
didn't
like
fall
that.
for the peer pressure.
So he pulled it out the box and then put it on his meat. That's what you're saying?
Jesus.
That
Moving right
sounds
along.
about right.
All right.
These
so
statues
some-
are awesome. These
Yeah,
are
man.
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah, that Wolverine looks great.
So Wolf, why don't you take us on a little tour here into Matt's world, man, into his game room.
Yeah, his game room's pretty sick. He had those statues up there. You can see the Wolverine standing on the Sentinel hand, I think that is.
Mm-hmm.
Just amazing detail. And then to the left, you got the Lady Thor. Cloth cape, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, with the wires.
But
wire in
yeah,
it.
I got some pictures of that thing up close. It's phenomenal. I don't know who made that. And that piece right there, that's the Ghostbusters band.
Ecto-1.
Ecto-1.
What scale is that? Do you
It
remember what
is-
scale that?
It is the 6 scale.
Yeah,
Whatever
6
Hot Toys
scale.
figures are.
Hot Toys is 6 scale.
Yep,
Yeah.
6.
Is that the
six-
Blitzway version?
Yes.
Okay.
That's got to be like 2-3 feet long at least.
It's
Bro.
huge, my friend. It is
Yeah.
huge. It's
That's what she said. Yes.
yeah.
Genuine.
But yeah, the detail on that's amazing. I mean, you look inside. It's got the on the back. I don't know if you got pictures of the backs.
I do. But this is the front.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's sexy looking.
Oh man, that looks sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Woo.
There's actually a company out there that makes a monthly kit that you can turn around and build one of those.
Really?
Yeah,
They
I
were
forgot
at the
the
New York
the
Comic
name of it, but I'll post it up once I get the link in the chat, and I'll post it up on the.
I think this is the one they did too. They did the Ecto-1, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong, so don't quote us on it for all the fact checkers out there.
I think he's right. I saw it at New York Comic Con. I'm pretty sure you're right.
Mhm.
Now, Eric, is your Batmobile bigger or smaller than this? Your Lego Batmobile?
So the Lego Batmobile is going to be smaller than this. However, Matt,
Not by much.
not by much, but he does have the one from Sideshow that matches up with this perfectly as well. So he has the one that fits the Hot Toys Batman, and it is sick.
Did he have the DeLorean too?
He does have a DeLorean as well.
Oh man.
Yeah, he has a DeLorean as well. So
Nice.
this is where he's moving to. I think he might be getting out of Transformers pretty soon, and this is what it's going to be a setup, man.
So that DeLorean, do you think it'll look good with the Michael J. Fox NECA that they're going to be releasing soon?
It's going to be kind of small.
Well, not
Yeah.
soon, but
I think it'll be a little bit too small.
it'll be too small, right?
Yeah, the NECA version would be small, but if they made a Hot Toys version, or I mean, we're supposed to be rumored to get in a new movie with Tom Holland and Back to the Future, so maybe Hot Toys will pick up
What?
that license.
Yeah.
Oh, they just need to let that die.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be a reboot, but he kind of he talked about it briefly on a news article where, he was doing a interview with somebody. He kind of said there's been talks, but that's
pretty much it.
nothing beyond that. So
Probably right next to the Gambit movie and the Mask movie that are definitely.
yeah.
I don't know if I had pictures on here of the backside, but what Wolfenstein was alluding to is that you can see the real working gurney where they put their ecto packs. Is that what it's called? No.
Proton pack.
Proton packs.
pack.
Yeah.
It don't sound right. The proton packs, you put them right on there, and the guys would literally sit right inside of this thing. Man, it's slick. It's pretty slick. Now, this little thing here, remember this from the Burger King? I mean, McDonald's Happy Meal?
Oh my God, the little Big Mac or whatever it was that folded down. That's awesome.
I had those.
So this has, shout out to Jeremy B, man. I love that dude. This has become our official mascot for the group. So anytime somebody hosts a hangout at their house or a meetup somewhere, they get the burger, and then they have to bring it to the next hangout, man. So
Nice.
cool.
That's a good idea.
That's a good little
that's
tradition
cool.
to start. You
That's
know?
cool.
Yep, and one of his daughters gave it to him to bring to us, so I thought that was pretty cool. It's pretty special.
Yeah.
Pretty special, man. There it is from the side.
A little bit of Big Mac, a little bit of meat. You'll be guys straight.
Can't have a Big Mac without meat, man.
Double meat, bro. Double meat sandwich with the Big Mac.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so here's the squad. Chris had to leave earlier, so he wasn't able to hang around for the group photo. But there's Jeremy B right here to the left-hand side, looking like he's right out of a gangster film.
Yeah, he does.
For real. I look like a cousin of Dan
It looks like Wolfenstein's going to get whacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one in the middle.
Well, Wolf looks like he got kidnapped. He's like, yo.
What was that movie?
He was too much meat for him, so you know.
Well, he's right front and center. So
Oh man, Goodfellas all day.
nice.
Shout out to
Good guys in those pictures.
Yeah, man. So there's Matt B right there to the right hand side, lower right. That's me in the upper right. My boy Anthony Lewis, Anthony L right there in the middle, trying to throw up the bunny ears behind Daniel, but he's too tall.
Yeah, he's like what,
Yeah,
6'4" or something like that, 6'5".
Daniel's got to be like 6'3" because
He's a big boy. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He's
He's
a
definitely
little
tall.
taller than me.
I remember when I first
right
met
here?
him, I was like, damn, bro. What's the weather doing up there?
So let me show y'all what Matt, this is anytime we take a group photo, you can count on Matt doing this.
Yeah.
He's always doing that, dude. He did that at the gym
Right
last
now.
I don't want to be making those kind of faces at a meat party. I'm just
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He was showing how
Or maybe you
succulent
do.
it was.
Oh man, that's
What
pretty.
else do you do at a meat party? I mean, come on.
So that's it, guys. That was the label party. That was the hangout. And again, thanks to Jeremy B and Wolfenstein for coming through. We had a great time. We ate well. We had some. We had ribs. We had fries. We had salad. We had chips. There was beer there, and then there was also some pop. We call it pop here in the Midwest. It's pop. So yeah, man, it was pretty cool. Really,
There
really.
must have been
Thank
a
God you
lot of cider left over.
Yeah. I was going to say, thank God you emphasized pop at the end because it sounded like something else.
You suck, man.
I heard he sucks pretty well. All right, we got
Whoa, whoa, I don't want to know why you know that.
Hey, I had to get rid of my beard for a reason.
Is that how you got on the show, Ian?
Oh my God. Well, staying
no comment.
staying in the same vein of all the meat jokes. So remember that story we were talking about last week, guys, with Jania's guy, the stripper who had that accident from the pole?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Real
forget.
quick. I'm sorry, and this is probably my fault because I think I transitioned to the other thing too quick. We were doing What'd You Get? I actually got something this week just so I could say, what did I get this week? Because I've been so left
stripper
out the last
pole?
couple weeks.
The stripper pole.
I should have gotten 2 things, but I just got 1 thing. So I got the old the new Vulture or the
nice.
young Vulture
Oh,
rather.
yeah.
There you
Nice,
go.
nice.
And Jason actually got something also, but I'll just hold it up for him so he can talk about it. But
Oh,
There you go.
Hey.
that Shredder 2-pack.
Yeah,
Yep,
thanks
I
a
don't know
lot,
how
dude.
nice.
Krang and Shredder. It's Krang and Shredder, right?
Yeah, I've been looking for that thing. I missed it out on the first go around, and they reissued it or something.
yeah,
That's what's up, man. That's
I'll get that to you when I can, Lowry.
Oh, next meetup, it's all good.
So Mike, I just didn't fit into what you were doing. Why are you giving that up?
Just because I knew somebody mentioned that they needed it, and I went hunting, and I honestly forgot
you
which
found
one
it.
of it was, but I saw one laying there, so I was just like, fuck it. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just return it or I'll keep it and
Nice.
sell it later.
Much
Yeah,
appreciated,
alright.
dude.
Of course.
That's what it's
All
about,
love.
people. Community. It's all love, man.
Absolutely.
All love,
Gotta
man.
look out for each other, man.
Oh,
Yeah, man. Yep. So circling back around to the meat conversation. So Jania's guy has decided to I don't know.
Focus on me instead of stripping.
Yeah, I don't know if she's gonna give up the stripping per se, but it does sound like that she wants to change career slightly, and she now wants to be a food critic, a sexy critic.
Mhm.
It's all about that meat, yo.
Yeah, the first talks about it was like chicken wings. I'm like, oh, that's so stereotypical.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was waiting for somebody to say
chicken wings
that.
and strippers.
I'm like, you go to a strip club,
Well-
like they're known for chicken wings and lamb chops.
Oh,
I'm
that's
Well,
where you were going.
no. And then
Okay.
tacos. She mentioned tacos too. She said she wanted tacos, that, and sushi. And I'm like, that sounds like strip club food.
Oh my
I
god.
ain't eating no sushi at no strip club, man.
No.
No.
Nope.
Man,
You barely want to
No,
eat
no.
anything in those things anyway.
Facts.
yeah, it's been so long since I've
Very
been.
good point.
Well, we wish her on her new meat adventures, and
Wish her the best.
Sure, well.
we wish her the best when she gets her jaw unwired shut. But
Mhm.
Yeah, man. That's
She can finally eat meat. Jeez.
what were you saying, Mike?
I said that's a good point. How's she going to taste shit if she can't open her mouth? Or she wired shut, right?
Well, I mean, they're talking about like when she's able to start like eating again solid food.
Oh,
yeah.
Food critic thing.
Yeah, she was saying something about in the video she posted that she's basically eating everything through a straw right now. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
That's gotta
terrible.
be terrible.
No way to go through life.
Yeah,
I'm
all
gonna
jokes
lose
aside,
some
though,
weight,
man.
though.
Kudos to her for trying to make a change, man, and do something different. You
Yeah.
know, I know that's not. Some people take pride in it, and don't get me wrong, some people take pride in it, and some people are doing it for a particular reason so they can get out of it, man. And she may have found her niche. Way to take that publicity that she's been getting, her 15 minutes of fame, and trying to turn it into something different. So kudos to her.
Well, she's definitely
Absolutely.
dedicated from going down, breaking her jaw, and get up and still twerking her ass and
Right.
leaving for the night. But
Like,
Hey, hold on. No disrespect to
goes
those
on.
people either.
no,
If I
not
was
at
a hot
all. Not at all.
Yeah, if I was a hot chick and people wanted to see me naked, I'd do it all day for money. I don't give a fuck. I ain't got no, more power to you, lady.
Oh,
Take
yeah.
your money, get paid. You know.
I mean, we said somebody got paid for those toys, right?
Yeah.
gotta do what you gotta do, man. No doubt. No
Indeed.
doubt. Hey, Mike. So, why don't you tell us what's going on in the world of NASCAR this week?
We're at Auto Club Speedway today. We're in California. The last update I was looking at, let me just get another real quick update because it's actually kind of exciting and there's trends right now.
Yeah.
We got Chase Elliott running up front again in fourth with 1 lap to go right now. Looks like it's a long green run. Looks like Bowman's got this sewn up and ready to go. This is about to be over. A little bit about last week, actually. That was some interesting stuff. Logano actually completely screwed the pooch and wound up winning. It was actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
How did they screw it up?
Well, that he actually was supposed to pit, but didn't hear it come over the radio, and it wound up that he felt that his car was doing good, so he didn't come in. He came out. He went back out with old tires. He had fresh tires all around behind him. He held them up for 2 laps, and it was a hell of a run.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
If it didn't end, it ended under caution. Had the second lap happened, he might not have won. He might have caught him on turn 3, turn 4. But it was a hell of an exciting race. Chase Elliott won stage 1 again. He's doing good. I'm a Chase Elliott fan. That's why I tend to keep up with him a lot.
Nice.
My buddy says he keeps on driving the wheels off the car too early, and I think I'm starting to agree with him. But he won stage 1 again, second week in a row. He's running good again today. He's running 4th today. Looks like he's going to finish 4th.
Oh yeah.
Wallace at the beginning of the race, Wallace took the air off of Bell's left rear, and you got to see this save, man. This is something else. He's coming into turn 3, and he's like, I don't know, he's maybe a quarter of the way turn 3. This guy goes sideways through the entire turn, keeps it, saves it, and just
Like the whole car went sideways?
Damn, he like drifted through that turn.
What?
Dude, it was insane. It was like watching a drift event on a 1.5 mile Las Vegas track. It was
Dude,
insane.
that's awesome.
Wow. Is it like a Tokyo drift type of thing? Wow.
Dude, I love me some drifting.
That can be exciting. See, that's the stuff I need to see more often in NASCAR. I might be interested to
What,
watch it.
drifting? I don't know, man. You know what that does to the tires, though? That's
Yeah.
I mean, he
No
already
doubt.
goes through tires as it is anyway. So
I mean, yeah, but I mean, if you're drifting, you got to be going through tires. Like that's got to be like a tire change, like every half a
every set
lap or something
basically.
like that. That's crazy.
Honestly, at that speed, as soon as you spin the tires, you're coming in.
It's done. Yeah.
You're flat
Yeah.
spotting the tires, and there's no way you're going to be able to run up those numbers again.
Absolutely.
Nope.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Sometimes when you're watching the slow motion and someone's skidding out, just from skidding to a stop, if you just pay attention to the tires, you'll watch them skid, and they just pop. They just go right down.
It's because those
So
low
real
tire
quick-
pressures that they do.
Yeah, they're very soft tires
Mhm.
and
they
low
are.
pressures. That's a mix for a pop tire.
You get hella grip, but good lord.
Yep.
No, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
and you gotta admit, I mean, Goodyear really doesn't do a bad job with the tire. When you think about the stress and everything that's going through these things, like you see the tire getting completely worn out in 50 laps, like that's some hard driving right there at that speed. Those, I mean, it's ridiculous. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm on a tangent.
No,
It's all good.
167, Chase is still in third, 63 to go. Blaney loses the battle for the lead to Elliott, and 47 laps to go. He's got a flat tire, so that's the end of my.
47 laps to go.
Yeah, he was the class of the field all day too. He deserved to win that race. But it looked like Logano was the one that got it. You know, he figured it out. Penske's fast as fuck this year, man.
Mm. Wow.
So hopefully he pulls it off.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
this shakeup seems to be working.
Yeah. E. Wells, you hit us up earlier in the week or maybe a day or so ago about one of the New York teams shifting cities, so to speak.
Yeah, man. It's like the New York Islanders. Well, the Islanders are coming back to New York, Long Island. They're originally in Brooklyn right now, so they're gonna be moving back to I don't know. Are they coming back to Nassau Coliseum? I'm not supposed to come back to Nassau Coliseum.
I thought they
per
called
se,
it the
but
mausoleum, but it might be the
yeah,
color. I'm not sure.
that's what I
They-
heard too. But I think it's Nassau Coliseum. Mausoleum. You're crazy.
I mean, it would make sense because they were freaking out about that when they left. Like, I don't know what else
Yeah.
was going on over there. That property was in a lot of trouble when they lost that team.
But they hurt so when they moved to Brooklyn, it hurt them so much, man. Like Islander fans were like crazy upset about it. And I agree with them because, you know, they're a Long Island based team. They've always been on Long Island. You know what I mean? I live literally
the
probably like
Islanders,
10 minutes
right?
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Islanders, sorry. I literally live 10 minutes away from Nassau Coliseum. So, you know, if I wanted to go see them, I could. Like, just walk, you know, up the block. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So a lot of Islander fans are very upset about that, but they're also happy now that they're moving back. So
And they're going back to the Coliseum.
well, that's what I'm not 100% sure on. That's what I was.
That thing's a hole. I've been there like years ago.
Have you been there?
What's up, E. Wells?
They
I've been talking
redone it over
about
though,
this
bro.
time.
But no, I mean, last I heard they were trying to finalize a deal for a building for them, and I haven't kept up much. But if they're going back to that place, wow.
I think they're
Mhm.
going back there like in the meantime. I think they're moving back there in the meantime, but I think they're eventually going to move somewhere else. So
You are correct. They're playing 28 games at Nassau Coliseum this season,
right.
and it looks like they broke ground on a new facility in the Belmont Park area.
Okay,
Right.
good for them. Good for them.
That's good for them because Belmont Park area has been up and coming, so that's going to be a good area for them.
Nice.
That's what's up, man.
I got to read into this because there's a subtitle here that says the Barclays operators are trying to get the Islanders to move back to the Coliseum, and I wonder why the Barclays want them out when they're in the Barclays now. That doesn't make any sense.
Probably under their leadership umbrella, kind of how like here in Michigan we got Olympia Entertainment, so
okay.
they're probably owned by that. All their production, media, and all that stuff is probably under the same umbrella. So
That's a good idea.
they're losing customers. They definitely want them to go back to where the customers are, so they can get that revenue back. And honestly, Barclays doesn't need them. I mean, they got the Nets there, so they'll be fine. They'll be good. People love going to Brooklyn to go see the basketball game, man. So, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. So, Mike, this week earlier, you sent an article as well about Mason Rudolph and the Miles Garrett situation. So let's get into that a little bit, man, because the chat
I sent that article?
the chat was on fire a little bit.
That was on fire. I didn't know I sent the article though. I have a short memory. I'm sorry.
Somebody sent the article.
Okay.
So let's get into that a little bit. What's your opinion on this whole situation, man?
I mean, I think it's. Why don't you go first? Give me a second to collect my thoughts.
Bet. So, because I've been itching to talk about this
I know.
Was that from this weekend or?
from this week. Somebody put the article in the group chat. I don't remember.
Yeah.
who.
It happened last season, but we started talking about it this week.
Yeah, so basically the NFL wants Miles Garrett and Mason Rudolph to meet with Commissioner Goodell. And I guess hopefully they're trying to get a resolution to these guys and they don't want any more issues down the road. So for those who don't know, who don't watch football or haven't heard the story, which I can't believe you haven't heard a piece of it at this point because it's got a lot of stuff going on with it. So it's the last couple of minutes in the Steelers and the Cleveland Browns game. And the Browns are like washing these guys, like killing them. And Mason Rudolph gets ready to throw a pass. Myles Garrett, he's still playing hard to the end of the game because he hasn't been taken out. So he's like, I'm just going to play like I normally would play. And then next thing I know, he hits Myles Rudolph, takes him down to the ground, and Myles Rudolph didn't like the way he was being taken down. In that process, Myles Garrett was on top of Mason Rudolph, and Myles Rudolph grabs for Mason Rudolph, there we go, grabs for Myles Garrett's helmet as he's trying to get off of him. And that's where the whole thing ensued from there. And at least that's my perspective on things. And then we go from there. So this causes Myles Garrett to literally pull Mason Rudolph up like a little Annie ragdoll by the helmet and took his helmet clean off. And so now you have the Pittsburgh Steelers players trying to hold Myles Garrett back. And he's pushing him back. And now Mason Rudolph, he's pissed because he got his helmet just ripped off his head. So he starts to charge at him. And Myles Garrett swings that helmet in the only hand he had free right on top of this dude's head. He missed him. It looks like he wanted to hit him on the head, but it looks like he missed him. I don't know if he connected 100%, or it could have been really bad. Let's just say that. Yeah, it could have been really bad. So that part I don't necessarily agree with. Like, I don't want anybody to die, so to speak. But my perspective is this. One, Mason Rudolph, you don't try to take a dude's helmet off your head just because you don't like the way you got hit and y'all getting blown out. That's one. Secondly, if this dude has enough power to pick you up by your helmet off the ground and take it off your head, he has enough power to hurt you seriously.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. So if you want to get upset and charge after this guy, and he's being held back by your teammates, you kind of look like a punk to kind of do it that way. So now if say it's me, Jason, you holding me back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got my right arm, your helmet of your teammate of your helmet is in my left hand, and I go to try to defend myself. Only thing I got free is my left hand. I need to stop you from charging at me because I don't know who you are, what you're trying to do to me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to swing the only free hand that I have left, and that's my left hand. And he swung the helmet and hit the dude over the top of the head. And then Mason Rudolph wants the crowd foul. Like, oh my God, did y'all see what he just did to me? But what about you charging at this dude? Right? You know what I'm saying? So I just think I think Mason Rudolph is a punk. I think he instigated the situation and then wanted to cry foul afterwards. And that's a no-no, dude. Like, that's kind of weak sauce to me. But that's just my opinion on it. I don't want to see anyone get hurt to the point to where their career is potentially over. So let me say that now and get that out the way, because I don't want people to think that I'm saying I'm just taking Myles Garrett's side because of the situation and how it happened. No, I don't want anybody to get hurt, seriously. But if you charge at somebody, I have the right to defend myself. And that's where I take the stance that Myles Garrett didn't do anything differently than he would have done if he was out in the streets trying to defend himself. And that's just my opinion.
And that's a valid opinion. And you're right. Out on the streets, maybe that kind of behavior is acceptable, but we're not out on the streets.
Yeah.
I think that everyone should watch the video. I think everyone should look at the same video, because the way you describe how you saw the video is definitely not how I saw the video. So the problem with this whole situation is this is a subjective thing. What I saw was what led up to this thing. First of all, there was first down, second down, third down. This was on third down. First and second down were both sacks. It's like the offensive line wasn't even playing. Okay, so he got smushed. The third down, another sack. Didn't get a lot of support from his offensive line, and this guy smushed him. He did. He smushed him down into the ground. He didn't have to drive him down into the ground, and then he kind of held him there for a little bit. Now, if I'm a quarterback and I'm trying to have something happen, and with the last 4 plays of the game, I want to get back up. I want to get to the line. Don't hold me down. That's what in my opinion, that's what he was trying to do. And he was trying to push him off by the helmet, whatever he could, to get him off of him so they could line up again. It escalated. Things happened. And he retaliated. Garrett retaliated, rather, when they got back up. Now, for you to tell me that Garrett is defending himself against that frail little quarterback that was charging him. I mean, there was at least 100-pound difference between the two guys, and he swung the helmet over two other guys to hit this dude in the head. All right, that is as intentional as it gets. That guy wasn't the threat. The two offensive linemen, Pouncey and whatever the hell his other guy's name is, those were the problem. That's why I believe this is so the immediate problem. That was the threat. The quarterback was not the threat to that man. There was no threat at all. And you and I both know it's not the guy that does it wrong. It's the guy that retaliates that gets flagged. These are professional football players. The key word being professional. You need to be in check at all times. You need to be able to control yourself at all times. That's why there's penalties for these kind of things. And that's why the officials have to get involved. And that's why people get suspended sometimes. This was a dangerous thing. It was so dangerous that you literally could have had murder on national television on Sunday afternoon. If he hits that man 3 inches to the left and he hits his temple, there's a chance. I don't know if it's a good chance. I don't know how much of a chance it is. But there's a chance that guy's dead on national television with replay from 60 different angles.
It's possible for sure.
That kind of stuff. I don't want to explain that to my kid. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of young people that are watching this. They are the future NFL fans. They are the people that are going to make sure that the NFL is in existence in 10 years. And quite frankly, I don't think they're going to be around in 10 years. We can have that discussion some other time. I'm happy to. But what's going on there, they need to control these people. All players, all professional sports players are on a different level. They're on a different platform, especially in the last 20 years. Everyone's got a camera. There's a camera on every corner. You go to get a cup of coffee, you're on camera 4 times. And if you're famous, they're scrutinizing every piece of video that they get of you. You're on stage. Is the standard different for you because you're a professional athlete? Yes, it is. But that's part of the job. If you don't want the job, give the check back and go do something else. And that's my opinion. I don't think there's any room for that in the game. I don't think there's any room for that in the NFL. That's just my opinion. Sorry.
So let's dissect that a little bit, because I agree with you on some stuff. Here's where I don't agree with you. Pouncey and the other linemen weren't a threat if they're just holding you back, right? So how can I be a threat if I'm just trying to separate you and stop the aggression? I'm trying to be a diffuser. I can't be a diffuser and a threat at the same time.
Pouncey wasn't trying to be a diffuser. They were retaliating because it looked like they were.
No. Look at the video again. Pouncey didn't get aggressive with him until he swung that helmet. That's when Pouncey got busy.
Okay.
That's when Pouncey punched in and then started kicking the dude at the helmet once they took him down. Before that, you got 2 linemen just trying to separate him from Rudolph, so there's not an altercation. They just so happen to be Pittsburgh Steelers, and kudos to those guys for trying to separate and diffuse the situation. So I give them credit for that. So I'm not a threat if I'm trying to diffuse the situation. And Garrett knows that in that moment, because if that was the case, he would have pushed them off of him. He never did. What was he doing? His eyes were locked in on Mason Rudolph, who got up and charged at him. Now, I'll give you another example, another scenario. Mike, if you get into it with a guy at a club and you guys are both outside, and I don't care if he's the size of Gary Coleman, are you going to let that guy come up to you and just swing on you after you two just got into it? Are you going to?
But there's a difference. There's a big difference there, though. You have to understand. There's a big difference.
That's the size difference, though. If you're saying that this guy is a frail little guy, right? That's the size difference that we're talking about, because Myles Garrett is huge. He's like 2 times the size of me. And I'm a big guy. So with that being said, I'm not just about to let nobody come up and swing on me after I just took your helmet off or trying to take my helmet off. And if my only hand is free to get you off of me or to prevent you from actually connecting with a punch or anything, then I'm going to swing the only hand. It's natural instinct. It's human nature to do that.
Drop the helmet. Why do you need a weapon? I've been watching the NFL for 30 years. I have never seen anybody take a helmet off and beat another man with it in the bare head. I've never seen it. I mean, maybe I'm sheltered. I just haven't seen the video clip, but I've never seen it before. I don't understand.
I've never seen that either.
I've never seen it either.
That's the first time I witnessed that.
This is a good discussion. I love it. This is great. I mean, we're going to agree to disagree here, I'm sure, but there's definitely 2 very, very vivid sides to this. And I think one of the reasons why this story got a lot of traction is because there were rumors about something, and so certain media outlets went with that.
Yeah.
So, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, and I don't know. I wasn't down there on the field, so I'm not going to say I agree or disagree with Garrett. All I'm going off of is just clearly what I've seen, and that's all I can comment on. And based on what I've seen, I can't say I would have reacted any different in that situation. I'm sorry, I can't. And I've been taught. I took karate for 10 years, so I've been taught to defend myself pretty well. There's ways to get around every situation, is how you're taught. But when you got two guys holding you back and you got somebody charging at you, the only thing you can think of is, how do I get myself out of a position of harm's way? And that's how I looked at it. Myles Garrett is a very smart, very intelligent dude. And his college, like even people who went to college with him, even some of his professors and stuff like that, just thought that, like, dudes, he gets credit for being very smart, very tactical. But we're asking these guys who are 250, 300 pounds to keep aggression going in a game. And then we're asking them to calm down at certain moments. I don't know if the NFL can keep this up, is how big these guys are getting and the aggression and all the brain damage stuff that's coming down, man. So I don't know, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that we even have to have the conversation. But real quick, one more thing. As professional athletes, especially in soccer, basketball, football, these guys are all trained to take the hit. They're all trained to, hey, hit me, give me the penalty. You know what I mean? And in the NFL, I see it a lot. I see a lot of stuff. I see a lot of flopping all the time. I just want to see. I want to see my pros more disciplined. That's all. That's all. That's all I'll say. Let's go to the next.
No,
that was good.
Yeah, I was just one last thing before we move on is to clarify my statement of these guys are taking hit. There's more and more studies about brain damage coming from the NFL now. That's what I meant by that. And we don't know.
I think we should have that conversation next week.
Yes,
we
don't know what's happening here, and like it's still not enough research to tell us 100% of what's happening. Like we're all in the cloud of not knowing. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be an interesting situation, man. But because
it affects more than just football. It's affecting sports all over the place. People
all
don't even
over
know.
the place.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Facts, man. Facts. Yeah. So New York
Good
Mike,
stuff,
man.
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no doubt. While we're in your wheelhouse, so to speak, let's take a look at your real house. You got a couple of things you wanted to show us. You're doing a basement remodel.
Oh, you want to do this now? Or you want to do it later?
Yeah, let's do it now.
Okay. Yeah. So I've been living here for a while, and my basement, my collection, my man cave kind of went up, pieces at a time, and a lot of it was just like, okay, what's going to work for now, kind of thing. And so I'm still kind of like on my first shelving units, So I've had the opportunity to go to other meetups, and I've seen other people's displays, and I've gotten some inspiration. I've gotten some different perspectives, and I've gotten some ideas. And I'm at the point where I totally want to just redo everything. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little before and after. It's going to be a long after, but we're just going to document it a little bit. I'm going to show you guys what we got going on. I'm going to show you what I have now and kind of give you an idea of a starting point. And as I do piece by piece, I'm going to kind of fill you guys in. I might even try to sit in front of what I'm working on so you guys get a little background shot. We'll figure something out. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
But
Can't
for
wait,
now,
dude.
I think I'm going to take you guys on a little tour. If you guys will bear with us so we can get technically set up here, because I'm fucking terrible at this.
We apologize for technical difficulties in advance.
Yeah.
Well, let me see what I can do. Give me 1 minute here.
All right, let's see what we got. And he's not the only one that's doing a remodel. Like we said last episode, Wolfenstein moved into his home, and he is working on his room as well. So he's going to get in on a couple segments like this as well down the road.
Here we go. Hang on 1 second. Let me switch it around to where we can show New York Mike.
That was transitionless. Way to go, Mike.
Man,
Can you guys hear
Good
me?
job, brother.
Yeah.
I can hear you too.
Nice
Look
and
at you.
clear, bro. Look at you. Yo, shout out to you.
Give him a round.
Let's get a round of applause.
Look at me getting all digital and shit.
Everybody.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
That's right. I'm gonna have some lighting issues here, but we'll figure. Oh, there we go. You can see me now.
Yep. We're working on trying to get you to the full screen here.
Yes,
So
sir.
for the listeners, what we're doing is just trying to get Mike on the full screen. So for our viewers, they can actually see what's going on here.
Well, let me flip then, because you just see my face. I don't want to scare everybody here. Hold on.
No, you're good.
Nah, man. You need to get some new Wednesday obligations, man. So we need to see your face.
I'll take some pictures of them for you too one day. All right, I'll send them into the chat. I got a couple of good ones for you.
I think you need to get clearance on those first before you post them. I'm just saying.
No issues, no lawsuits.
Don't want nobody suing the show.
Yeah.
It'll go in the private chat. Don't worry about it, guys. It's okay. I got this covered.
Yo,
All
we
right,
got
we
some
got
stuff
it.
back there. So
See if
tell
Rudy
us
kisses.
what we're looking at here.
All right, so you want me to start now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
man.
So just to give you an idea, this is where you're walking in downstairs. This is a pile of shit that I got to throw away. This right over here, this is my Lego Death Star 2. I've got a lot of Legos, mostly
nice.
UCS
Look
sets.
at that.
Got a little Power Ranger shelf here
Nice, dude.
with all of the SOC stuff. Got some
Nice.
G1 under here. I don't know how well you can see it.
Oh yeah, you can
There's
see
an Omega
it.
Supreme
see
back
good.
there. More G1
Fort
here.
Max.
Whoa! Go back to that Psykill over there. Don't go too fast.
Oh, you like that Psykill. I know you like that Psykill.
That Psykill is dope.
Yeah.
Who made that? I forget who made that.
That's like
this-
Ace Toys or
Robo?
something.
Machine
yeah,
Robo or
yeah,
something?
yeah. Action Robo
Yeah.
or something.
Action Robo. So that's a really good figure, actually. Now, if you look at real close here, you can see the shelving that I'm using. Now, you want to see this. These here, these are just plastic, and they just thread in. And what you can do is you just build layers. And if you buy a bunch of them, you can stack them on top of each other and pretty much build whatever you want. And that's what I did to kind of form fit everything here. This is just a bunch of toys, G1 Bruticus.
On a way to do some fighting. They're
Oh,
rolling out.
yeah.
Yeah. I watched the episode Fire in the Sky with my kid the other day, so I had him with the Starscream and the Jetfire.
Looks
Nice.
good. Man.
So
Oh,
that's
There it is.
There we go.
There he is.
There we go. Full screen.
There we
Some
go.
more Legos. We got the Death Star that was reissued a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
ATST, Dropship Walker. This thing's awesome.
These are all Legos.
Wow.
These are
look at
all
that.
Legos.
These
All the
are
Star
all
Wars stuff
Legos?
is Lego. Yep.
Man.
Oh, that's a
So,
nice
so
big
did
wing.
you so did you do these with your kid or you did these on your own?
A lot of these I've had since before I had my kid. I
okay.
haven't built a lot of the big ones with him because he doesn't have too good of an attention span for it. But he's starting to get into some of the bigger ones.
Nice.
So yeah, this is the G1 corner here.
Man, that's a nice G1 collection, dude.
Yeah, it is, bro.
Love it.
Yo, that's dope.
Devastator. All right.
Oh man, look at all that.
And
Now,
then
Mike,
we
is
got
that all vintage or is that like reissues too? Or
reissues.
Look like vintage. Those are reissues? Oh.
They're all reissues.
okay.
I have my vintage stuff. I just don't have it on display.
Okay,
I just
yeah.
knocked my Defensor over.
Yo, so that little bumblebee there, man, was made designed, like the box art was designed by a friend of ours, man.
Mhm.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
and I
Bobby
got one
Skullface.
signed by him actually.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep.
Shout out to Bobby Skullface, man.
Yep.
All
Shout
day.
out to him.
Good friend of the show. Gave us a shout out on Nerd Rage also last week. So thank you for that, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby.
This ain't
Yeah,
your last
thank you.
shout out on this tour either, buddy. You're gonna get a couple more, I think. So
Yeah.
got a couple things in here for you. This is my my shelf that I kind of just made now for my Chug combiners.
Yo,
Oh,
look
there
at
you
his
go.
pants on that
platform
defense
for
sword.
That's
I
a bunch
see
of the
you.
Generation Toy stuff, right? Oh, look at that bad boy.
Oh, don't touch
Yeah,
that.
that's a nice one, huh?
Uh-huh.
Whoever worked on that did a really nice job. Pretty King right there. This is my baby right here.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is my
look
baby.
at
Hold on,
that.
let me back up my baby.
Wow.
Look at
How long
that.
did it take you to put that one together?
Pretty,
Wow.
pretty.
That thing is
I'm gonna do a
huge.
quick shout out to Bricks. My
Yeah.
man Bricks hooked me
Oh,
up.
you hooked
I
you up
found a
with that?
PDF. I found a PDF on the back. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's a stand here
Oh
that is
my
made completely out of Lego.
What?
So I got the PDF.
That's dope.
Yeah, I got the PDF. I sent him a parts list, and in his store, he put all the pieces together for me, and it was awesome.
That's pretty badass, dude.
Wow.
That's
Shout out
really
to-
badass.
Nice job, Bricks. Nice job.
Good to
Hell
know
yeah.
people, man.
Yeah,
Good to
man,
know
he's
people.
got a
That's
great
what's up.
store. If you guys have never been, you gotta when you're in town, definitely gotta check it out.
Bricks
Yeah,
on the
where's he
dollar.
at
Mike's in
again?
Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. Bricks on the dollar, baby. Go check them out.
So as we go a little bit further over here, now just to give you a quick overview, I'm going to come back here. So this is what you've seen so far. So
Yep.
as you come around here, we're going to do some detops and some billies and stuff. Here
Nice.
now this is why I went with this. You see how they're a little bit smaller and you can control the height. I
Mhm.
built them around so I can put my TVs on the wall. I say TVs because there's two.
Yeah.
One over there too.
Ooh, look at you
Baller
living
alert.
large.
Now, how big is your room? Do you know the square footage of your room by chance, so you can get the viewers an idea?
I don't have. I measured it, but I forgot. So I will have that up for you next week. I'll let you guys know what it is.
Okay.
Nice.
So what can we?
Um,
Cool beans.
So coming back down here again, this was the Falcon. So we're continuing to the left. We've got we got all my masterpiece G1s here.
Mm-hmm.
Looking good.
Looks good, brother. Looks really good.
You got some good poses in there, Mike.
Yeah, you do.
I see 'em.
Thank you.
I see 'em.
I always
Yeah,
think that's
no,
my
I mean, I
weakest
know-
part of my game.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I gave you a little props on that, man.
I
You got some good
appreciate
poses
that.
in there.
Gave him a
I
little,
appreciate that.
little meat tug there.
I felt like he was more stroking it a little bit than tugging at it.
Stroking it. Yeah.
I just started. I'm saying you gotta get it ready, man.
Pre-game it.
A little more in the
that's-
UCS.
Oh man, look at all that.
Wow, bro.
The reason why I'm
Yeah.
trying to get you to see all the Legos is because a lot of these Legos are going to get taken apart because it's just a logistics issue. They're just too damn big.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they are. They take up a lot of space, man.
Look at that.
Fans toys. Yep.
Yeah,
That's a good one. We mounted when you got nothing else to do with MPO5. What do? You stick it on the wall,
Yeah,
right?
just
Yeah.
mount
Smart
them up on the
move.
wall.
Smart
Yeah.
move.
Looks
That's a
good
good
there.
move, actually. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Little
That
Slave
thing's a
1
brick.
action there.
There you go.
Obi-Wan Starfighter. And we back up here. This goes a little bit lower. This is by the other television. We got our
fellow.
fans
Nice.
toys.
Mhm.
We got some G2 Stunticons. We got the Piranacon down there. We've got a snow speeder. We got an old school original Matchbox.
Does that
Voltron
have the
vehicle.
asteroid?
Nice.
Wow.
Look at that, dude.
Got this at TFCon in Virginia 2 years ago.
Old school, baby.
Wow.
Nice.
That thing's got to be huge.
Yeah, it is. That's why I took it apart because I got the Diruger. So this is going to be my vehicle mode or my
Nice.
my team mode rather.
Nice. Yeah, that
Are
Monster
they about the
Box.
same size?
No, the Diruger is definitely smaller.
Definitely smaller.
Mhm.
Definitely smaller. This is the SOC Lion Voltron,
Yeah. Love that.
and
set.
they're going to be displayed together in some way. I don't know if we're going to go DTOS with these. Maybe
Mhm.
mix them with the Power Ranger stuff. Not sure yet.
Mhm.
Nice.
I love the presence of these two figures
Oh, they're massive.
right next to it. They just look so good together. So
Yes,
I'm
they
definitely
do.
gonna work something in with that. Now, not a lot of you don't know I have a video game problem also.
Yep.
I
show
thought it
you the
was just me.
archive.
Whoa.
Damn,
Okay,
yo,
man.
look at
I
that.
thought I saw that in the background. I was like, "Those video games?"
It's like
Yeah.
walking into like a
Wow.
game store, like a
All
vintage
that?
game store.
All of
That's
that is
the
games.
Nintendo, NES.
So we're just gonna give you the quick overview.
Jesus
NES?
Christ.
A lot of NES there, player.
And
Last
look
He's
at
lot
that.
of
probably
NES.
got every
Hey,
800
Mike, how
game
often do you have to
they
blow
made.
those?
Sorry, I think I'm going too fast for you guys. I'm trying to slow down.
No, you're good.
Once
I
you
was
have
just
to
trying to
see
figure out how
everything.
often do you have to blow those.
You know what? What I do is I just have a bunch of guys come for a meetup, and it all happens.
Yeah.
I look forward to the next meetup.
I bet
You're
you
gonna
do.
see how we do it in New York. That's right.
That's right. We get down in New York.
Crazy, bro.
Look at all that. Wow.
This
Now,
is all
New York,
PS1
Mike.
right here.
So, Mike, how much time would you say you spend during the week on getting things set up in your room? Like, as far as how much time do you work on getting things where you want them?
Not enough. I haven't. I've been getting things at this point, and I'm having trouble having space for the things. So I'm finding myself leaving a lot of the new stuff that I have in boxes,
Wow.
and I haven't, and I'm unable to kind of display what I want. So that's why I'm thinking that we're gonna take a little bit different. Like, look at this shelf is just disgusting because it's all my crap because I got no place to put it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and don't forget about this. Everyone needs a second Millennium Falcon, right?
Oh my god, bro.
Mhm.
That is
Gotta have
sick.
two.
Now that's the one with Poe and Ray, right? That's the newer one.
No, this is the old school one. That's actually the 2005 one that came out, and that was out forever. And the new one that came out was released 3 years ago, I believe.
Wow.
So that's the much older one that I'm still kicking myself in the ass for not selling when it was worth 10 grand.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, if you look over here, sorry, go ahead, Jay.
So how many games would you say you turn around and have in total, roughly?
I don't want to count because I don't want to make myself sick. Think about $50 a piece. Not good. Probably could have bought a fucking house.
Price. I meant like how many quantity of games do you think you have?
I don't know.
Roughly?
I mean, I would say,
100?
well over 200.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it looked like one shelf there was like 40 of them or so just sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, just PS1 alone. I mean, I probably got 50 of them over there at least.
Oh, look at the old school CRT tube. Look at that.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's right. There's a story behind this. That's why I was looking forward to getting to this section right here. Now, this is our old tube, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to play all these video games that we have, you don't want to play an 8-bit NES on a high definition TV, right? No. So you go and you find the largest tube television that I could find. And guess what? It was free because nobody wants to move it. You just go pick it up and they're happy to get rid of it.
There you
and
go.
I threw it in here.
Shout out to Craigslist meetups.
Yeah.
And the idea was to turn this into a gaming station. There's my recliner right there.
Nice.
And if you look over here, which is very messy, and I apologize, but you can see the tower of power right here.
Damn.
Look at that museum. Look
Holy
at that.
shit, that's cool.
You got a cube.
Dreamcast.
Xbox.
You got an Atari in that place?
Damn, look at all the handhelds too. Look at that. Wow.
You got an Atari in there too, bro?
I do not have an Atari.
Wow.
I have a Genesis that isn't hooked up.
Nice.
Holy shit.
And so wait, so you can actually still play all that stuff from that distance back there?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
So you'll see here for the old school games, I've got something out here. I bought some extension cables for the SNES. They just meet right up like this, and you can make them as long as you want. But the reason why I obviously put the tower here is because these are all wired controllers, and the chair's right there.
Yeah,
nice,
that's
dude.
Dope.
Wow. You sit right next to it. This over here in the corner. This is my Vinyltech collection. I'm very, very proud to say that this is a complete Vinyltech collection.
Wow.
And this is one of the only things I can say is complete. And it does give a certain sense of satisfaction when you do complete something.
Do you have the Silver Jazz?
What's that?
Do you have the Silver Jazz Maestro or whatever it is for that set?
No, but I don't count that one because I didn't want it. Like I got the ones that I want. I didn't get the repaints of everything. You know what I mean?
You got one for each character. I got you. You got some money over there, man. You got some money over there. Like some of that stuff is still fetching $150.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's some good stuff. And real quick, I promised Bobby a shout out here. So there's some Bobby blankets over here. Make the couches look so much better.
Nice.
We got Devin killing us Menosaur.
About that. Yeah.
Dope. That's what's
up. Come on over here.
I need one of those.
Damn, look at that.
You got Soundwave with all the tapes, and then you got Blaster right next to that, right?
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Oh, it's all fucked up. Hold on. Sorry, Bobby. There you go.
Shout out to Mr. Skullface.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, Bobby's the man. I got more respect for that dude than anybody, man. He's good people.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Good guy, man.
I mean, he's even the reason why I'm even around a bunch of you guys is because just meeting him alone for the first time, and he introduced me to a bunch of people.
Yep.
That's what's up.
No, for sure.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Well, okay, so this is the problem, okay? So we had to make room, we said, right? So hold on. I know the camera's fixing right now.
Just slow down.
So this is the problem right here.
So is this where the bodies are? Holy shit.
That's where the bodies are kept.
Yeah.
You got totes on top of totes to the
They go to the ceiling.
Damn, dude.
And I got to break this stuff out. Like, look at this. Look at how many lightsabers are here.
Damn,
these beautiful lightsabers cannot be in a box. They got to be displayed. We got to work this out. So
you gotta work that out.
we're going to figure it out here on The Nerds Have Spoken. We're going to make it happen.
Mike, I could draw a set of plans out for you. We can figure that shit out.
I don't know if I want to go like Lowry hardcore. I don't know if I can handle that, man. You got skills. I don't got. So thanks for coming on tour with me, guys. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. And hopefully we can get you guys out here for like a real meetup sometime. I'm actually planning that. That's in the works. So
nice.
We'll see if I can get a community event going before the end of the year.
Listen, we could do a whole show from your spot, bro.
Hell yeah.
We could all just get together and do a show from your spot.
Round table in the basement. That'd be amazing.
That sounds good to me.
Dude, if you guys want to do that, I'll even go out and get a real round table for you, okay?
Hey, let's do it, man. All right, you heard it right right here, episode 4.
Get some pictures of us playing poker or something.
That's dope. That's dope. So, Mike,
Yeah,
before we finish up there, man. So, tell us what's your vision now of where you want to go, or do you want to keep that as a surprise for the people?
All right, well, I'll give you what I have, but I'm sure it's going to change. So I got no problems, giving you guys my ideas. I've seen the Billies, and I really like. I want to get glass doors for the Billies. I
Okay.
really like the way the corner pieces work. So I want to have a Billy here, a corner piece right here, and then extend this all the way down with Billies. Okay. The Billy should come up to the television. Then I think in between the TVs, I'm thinking DTOF, all 4 right there.
Okay.
And I was going to do another corner piece here, but I kind of ran into a problem. I had it all designed, and I'm like, fuck, my fuse box is right there. I can't do that. So I have a couple of ideas. I need to see if it'll work. I'm thinking maybe just one Billy, like right here, and then a corner piece, but like a half a corner piece. So it's just like 2 shelves on the bottom, and then go right back into Billy's along this wall with glass shelving. And the long-term plan is, unfortunately, as proud as I am of this gaming station here and all the trouble that I went to set it up, I never fucking use it. I'm lazy. I just wind up playing my NES games and my Super NES games on my HD TV. So this corner is actually a lot of space.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that there's this figure that's in our future, allegedly, that might just fit perfect.
Say no more. I know what you're talking about.
Right over y'all. And if he had a friend like in the future, like this chair right here looks great in the living room upstairs. And then it could be his friend and then him. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So for those who may not know what Mike's talking about, and if you don't, then you're not into Transformers recently, third party especially. He's talking about Fans Toys Fort Max. That thing is going to be huge.
Yeah, dude. He'll take up a corner by himself.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I like it, man. I like it. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Oh, really, and I brushed over these. I'm sorry. These are just some of my modular Lego buildings.
Nice.
And I use these. I put them around my Christmas tree. I know.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. I got to take them apart. But yeah, so there's that. That's pretty much my whole spiel.
Yeah,
nice,
man.
Dude.
Now, Mike, how are you going to decide what goes in a Detolf and what goes on a Billy?
See, now that's where I'm hoping that I can get some advice from some friends. And maybe I'm going to start some things. Maybe I'm going to put some things one place. And then maybe I'd ask, like, one of you guys, what do you think? And you might say, do this, do that. And that's where I'm going to take your input from. That's why I want this to kind of be an interactive process and give me ideas. Let me know what's going on, make you guys a part of it, and have a little community event by myself right over here with everybody.
Everybody gets a little piece of Mike. Yeah.
As long as it's not a bunch of dudes coming over for my meat, I'll be all right.
Hey, man, don't knock it till you try it.
Nice.
All right. Now I know something about you.
Shout out to Wednesday obligations again.
Yeah, shout out to Wednesdays.
I'm talking ribs, people. Ribs, brisket. That's what I'm talking. Want everybody to get no ideas.
Nice.
Want everybody to get no crazy ideas out there.
Barbecued meat. We got you.
Yeah, man. Well, sticking with the nerdum, man, let's get into a little bit of nerdum news, man. So there was a pretty big exit that happened this week, man. Bob Iger stepped down from Disney as the CEO, and like it was immediate. It was effective immediately. So what do you guys know about that, man? Let's chop it up a little bit about Bob Iger, and how do you think this will affect Disney moving forward?
Well, it should be interesting because the guy I think that he had taken, I think his name is Bob Chapek. I think that's how you say his last name. If I butchered it, I'm sorry. But basically, he does a lot of stuff with like the theme parks on his side, and that's where people a lot of know him from where he's from. So apparently, he's going to be like the chairman and everything, basically his counterpart. Because you notice, I was watching something recently about. Like, remember over the years, there's always been like two people, like two counterparts, like doing Disney and stuff like that. And I think he's trying to go back to that to kind of take the load off of him because Disney's grown so much in the last 10, 11, 12 years. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, they've opened up new theme parks. They've added new additions as far as production companies. They've expanded the Marvel universe as far as like movies and TVs. And then they acquired Fox and got a lot of those older licenses back. I mean, they started streaming. They've come up. Stock has risen. I mean, Disney is doing the dang thing out there. But I wonder how moving forward this is actually going to affect them as a company.
I think they'll be fine.
Business as usual.
I think they'll be fine because you got Kevin Feige
right
taking over Marvel and stuff like that.
I don't see it disrupting. I think that's another reason why he was fine and okay with stepping down. I feel like he feels like the direction of where everything is going. Not that we don't need him, but I feel like he's okay with stepping down the way things are going right now.
Well, his contract ends from what I remember in 2021, from what I remember reading. And so I think they're just either trying to line up someone to help take over, or they're someone to help like kind of divvy stuff up, because they've been strategically placing people in different spots. I mean, they're getting ready to have they've been talks about someone taking over Star Wars or something pretty soon.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like they feel comfortable with those people that's going to be taking over. So I feel like that's why it's fine. I feel like they'll be okay.
What were you saying, Mike?
Go ahead, Mike.
I was saying, yeah, you're right. I'm not worried about Star Wars at all. I'm not worried about Disney at all, because Disney is just too big at this point. You couldn't sink that ship unless you wanted to. Unless the federal government breaks them up, Disney ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, this whole Bob Iger thing does smell a little funny, because from what I've seen, he was not the first, second, or third choice for this job. For you to take Bob Iger, who has been in his position, had his contract renewed, and I might be giving you bad information. If I am, yell at me in the comments. But he's been with that company for a long time. I want to say over 10 years. I think I saw 15 years or 17 years, something like that. He had his contract renewed a couple times, rather. To make a move like this, 9 months before, he's already leaving. We already know he's leaving. So that's what you have these 9 months for, to set up, to make your moves, do everything. To take him out of that position, or for him to have stepped down the way that he did, it seems more like a reactionary move than a planned move. Which means something else is going on. We don't know what it is. Did he get Me Too'd? We don't know. Did something else happen? We don't know. We don't know what's going on, but there's something going on. We might never find out, but something is definitely not kosher there.
Yeah, I had thought the same thing, Mike. Typically, when you have a big change in leadership from one of these humongous conglomerates of a company, unless some type of scandal has occurred, is always a transition team in place.
Yes.
And I thought that was weird that he stepped down immediately with no rumors or anything of him having health issues, family issues, none of that. It was just like, boom, Bob Iger's gone. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. And isn't his background, like, didn't he help kind of spur along the media aspect of Disney?
Oh, yeah. So he's been involved for a long time, and Disney has grown exponentially over the last decade and a half.
I think he's been CEO since 2005, something like that.
Wow, that's a long time. Man. 15 years. 15 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. What are you gonna do?
It did out of left field, man. And
you might be right. We might find out, in 2 months that his daughter was sick and he wanted to spend time with his family. It might be something as simple as that.
You never know.
Yeah. I feel like if there's a scandal, it's going to come out. Like, there's you can't bury these things anymore.
No.
Are you sure? Because Disney's got a lot of money.
That's true too.
That's true.
Yeah, but look what happened with James Gunn. All right, like that old stuff came up, and Disney they allowed it to have them say, "Okay, James, we need to part ways." Even though they brought him back, it seems they still allowed it to put chink in their armor. So Disney's not too big.
Difference with James Gunn, though. James Gunn got Me Too'd, so that was out on social media, and everybody knew about it. This could be something. This could be something between him and another party, and the other party contacted this party, and things got done behind closed doors.
We might
not never know.
But hey, that kind of goes back to what Wolf is saying, though. If it's something like that, it's gonna be hard for them to cover that up. Yeah. It's gonna be hard for them to cover that up.
You pay the woman $5 million not to talk. Guess what? I wouldn't talk. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, FYI, we do not advocate violence on this show.
No, we don't
Or
advocate for
anything.
Or
it.
do we advocate cover-ups at all, or
None of
payoffs,
that.
or anything like that?
None
We'll
of
start
that.
some rumors for you, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
dude.
a party, Mike. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see where they go from here. Disney's leaps and bounds ahead of a lot of different media companies, and just have to see how it rolls, man. Have to see how it
Well,
rolls.
there was another article that had to do with that, where they were talking about Disney and like, have they set a precedent for all the big franchises and stuff like that? Did you guys see that article I was talking about that?
You talking about
Yeah, I saw that
YouTube
today,
video you sent out there?
Yeah,
about,
like there's a bunch of people talking about like, has Disney like set precedent of like what is a franchise successful or not, if they made $1 billion or not? So
yeah, is a movie successful based on Disney numbers, basically? And I listened to the video and I heard the guy talk, and I mean, obviously he's just giving his opinion just the same way we give our opinion from week to week. Some stuff he said was some pretty good points in there, but I'm not buying it. I don't think Disney has affected the way people go see movies and judge them as being a success. I think people, I mean, think about it. The movies that they took and they shot up there they were really originally catered to a particular fan base. When they put the Star Wars stuff back out, that was catered to Star Wars fans. Not everybody enjoys Star Wars movies. Same thing with the comic book movies.
Yeah.
People thought they were dumb when they first came out and didn't think that they were going to survive. A lot of people, I mean, obviously nerds are going to go see them because that's what we do. We love that stuff. But the general public was like, I don't know. And then now you get 5 movies in and they're like, man, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Disney's fault. That's not their intention. It wasn't their intention, but I don't think they changed the aspect of things. I mean, animated movies are still doing pretty good and they're not judged up against Disney success. So I can't really say that it's Disney who's setting the bar as to what a successful movie would be. If that's the case, then a lot of their own movies failed. And
yes, because a lot of the earlier movies on didn't get anywhere near $1 billion, but times have changed in the last 10, 11, 12 years or whatever they've been around too. And like take for instance Joker, like what was only 55 million, and that it taken to make it, and it made over $1 billion. I mean,
wasn't even 55 million.
Yeah, it was under. I mean, look, like right now, take for instance, what is it? The Universal movie Invisible Man, that only cost $7 million, and that thing is raking in money right now.
Yeah, I don't think Joker was anywhere near 50 million. I think it was closer to like 5 million, but that's just, I don't know that for a fact. I've got a buddy in the industry and he said it was really cheap.
But even still, that's a testament to how good a movie could be and how good a movie can do based on what's coming out of the movie, what you're picking up from the movie. And to be fair, it is a nerd movie. It's a comic book movie, quote unquote, not necessarily a nerd movie, but to be fair, it is a comic book movie. But like Jason was saying, look at The Invisible Man. I mean, that movie's supposed to be a thriller / horror movie, and it's doing numbers. People like that type of stuff. So if you make stuff that people like, then you can base the success off of that. But I can't.
Well,
I'm not
people
blaming.
like movies that are not necessarily scary but suspenseful.
Right.
You know what I mean? Something that kind of keeps you on your toes. What's going to happen next? You know what I mean? I think that's what The Invisible Man kind of brings to the table.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not a huge movie buff, so I can't really, comment on, the way this was shot or, the score here or, any of that crap. I watch something, I like it, I'm happy, and I'm that kind of moviegoer. I think what Disney did is they stepped in shit. They got lucky. They said, you know what? We're going to take this we're going to take this Marvel franchise. We're going to make Iron Man. We're going to see where it goes. And they were able to take one movie and turn it into a decade-long saga of what, 22, 23 fucking movies? Something like that?
A lot of movies.
When you've got that many people vested towards the end, I mean, maybe somebody saw Iron Man but didn't see this one or that one, but they caught up on it later. Well, guess what? Then all of those viewers are going to be with you at the end. Everyone you pick up along the way on that road is going to be there for the finale. And I think that's why we have these hyper-inflated, insane numbers that, quite frankly, we may never see again. You know, the only way we might see these numbers again is if the ticket prices just keep on going up, and that's how they make up for it.
That's
well, it's like it's taken so far. Like they said, it cost $7 million to make, and it's made $49.2 million or something like that. Like it's crazy.
What movie is that?
The Invisible Man, the one that it's actually, and they're actually, and I saw an article about that where they said they actually made that to what Universal really wanted to make it. It's meant to be a horror film, and for something that costs that cheap, and it's made that much just in what a week. I mean, it's doing pretty damn really good.
It's doing. Did the $7 million include marketing?
Yeah, like they said, it literally the marketing and everything. Like they threw a trailer out, and they hardly did anything. They said literally the whole entire thing cost right around $7 million.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Listen, now let's take that number into context for a second. If it cost you $7 million, and it made $55 million. You're talking about what is that? 500% that you just made on your investment.
Yeah.
But if it costs you $600 million to make $1.5 billion, you're not even doubling your money.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, you're doubling your money. You know,
Yeah, you are.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you're up what 110% instead of 500%. Is what I'm saying. So,
it's wild though.
No, I feel you.
Wow.
And let's get into that a little bit. I'm sorry, New York, Mike. You were saying before that you made a good point where you were talking about how like the Marvel films have made a particular saga over however many movies, and those didn't even come out swinging right away. Like the core fans of those characters went. But think about all the spouses that went and now picked up the movie 3 movies into it. The kids who were born and now they see the latter half of that phase, and they're enjoying it. Like they found something and they had a niche, and they were able to then pick up and further on. And you're right. Like now they want to see it in. They're vested. They want to see this thing through, and they took that and ran with it. And maybe that's a model for certain things. But I wouldn't recommend everybody try that, because when you open a book and you read a story, even if somebody's coming in the middle of the book and you can kind of give them like a synopsis of the first parts, they're still trying to fight for the end of the book. They want to see it through.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for everybody. That's not going to, unless you have a saga like that, that's not going to work for everybody. So even if you are looking at Disney and saying that that's the way to go, that's not for you.
Yeah,
it worked for Disney because that's what they do. They do comics and Marvel. That's what they do. They do stories.
And with respect, I'm not going to say it worked for Disney. I'm going to say it worked for Marvel.
Yes.
Right.
Marvel, Sony could have picked up the Marvel license and hired the same people Disney did, and they could have been, it could have been for them. They just happened to get the property, and they were able to, take the ball and run with it. And admittedly, they got a little lucky with it. But what else? What franchise? Any of you come up with something? What can you come up with that has the depth, the different characters, the different storylines of the MCU, of the Marvel universe?
No,
I mean, I don't think there's anything.
No,
Marvel has taken over. Like, I mean, like to everyone is trying to formulate what they are doing right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, because Marvel is just, they've taken over.
They're a powerhouse.
So, they're a powerhouse, and everyone wants to formulate what they're doing right now or mimic what they're doing right now and to try to be just as great as they are. And I just don't know who's going to be able to do that.
Well, like,
Wolf, what do you think, bro?
Sorry, I'm doing something here.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, you're right. You're right. No, good.
I miss you. I wanted to talk to you.
No, you're fine.
Now you got to blow him a kiss or something, man.
I'll let him come over and try my
misses your meat, bro.
Eric B, we got to show the meat.
He misses your meat. He misses your meat.
Oh my God.
He's daydreaming.
No, I mean,
if you come over, Eric, I'll even make sausage for you.
Oh,
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
I'm signing
He's like,
out
I'm
now,
done for the night.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Good
The
night.
headphones.
I'll leave you guys.
I love you, Eric. Not like that, though.
No. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. No, I mean, you make a good point. It's gonna be hard for anybody to character build that way, and unless you find something you stick with it. Honestly, I thought the only company that could have done that, and I don't know if it was Universal or Paramount, but whoever was doing the Mummy and Dracula, I thought they were onto something there.
They still are. That's what the Invisible Man is a part of.
It was supposed to be, but now they're all separate movies that won't talk to each other. Like Glass. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Glass, and I forget the other
Unbreakable.
movie. Unbreakable and the other one. What's the other one with the dude with the beast?
Oh God, I can't remember the name of it.
The different personalities that he had, and he was the beast at the end.
McElroy played it, right?
Yeah,
that was a good set too.
What was the name of the movie though?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
It had like a bunch of different personalities in him, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you guys know that.
Wasn't a Split or something like that?
Split. That was
Maybe
it.
That's what it was.
That was called Split. Yeah. It was called Split.
Yeah.
That
was a good movie, man. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and look how long it took them to even get to Split. I mean, it had to have been at least 6-7 years in between, if not longer. Not longer.
So going on that, you know what else I heard might be coming out? Someone is writing right now.
What's that?
National Treasure 3.
Yeah.
Really?
I heard about that.
Oh wow!
I actually like that series.
On that page.
Yeah, he had to finish making all those B movies so he can get some money.
Yo, he's killing it in those B movies, dude. He's making so much money right now doing that.
Oh, Cage?
Yeah, he's doing a lot of B movies. He was going broke, and he had to do a lot of B movies.
He owed money to like IRS or something like that.
Yeah,
so
he gets everything.
Yeah, he was in everything, and he's still in everything.
Yeah.
Shout out to that failed Superman movie.
Like, dude, like every time I see like a movie pop up like on Vudu about like, oh yeah, there's this new foreign movie that's in here, you should watch, and it pops up. It's always got Nicolas Cage's face on it. I'm like, damn, that guy's like all over the place.
Yeah, man.
Hey, if someone wants to pay you to put your face on it, take the money. Anybody wants to put my face on anything? I'm in, and I'm cheap.
I've heard that about you, yeah.
Oh, there you go. That was a good one. That was a good one. There you go.
Yeah, he got you.
I read the bathroom walls.
Good stuff, man. Well, sticking with the MCU, anybody heard about this this rumor about Henry Cavill? Is it Cavill or Cavill?
I think it's Cavill.
Cavill. The guy who played Superman basically in the Man of Steel and the Justice League movies. The rumor is, and I don't know how true this is, that's why I said rumor. He's scheduled to play Wolverine. Like the rumor is that's what the talks are. They want him to play Wolverine. I don't know. Like I can see it, but I don't know. But
I think he's got the stature, like he's got the build for it, but I just can't see him playing him.
And why is that?
Yeah.
Why is that, Lowry? Get into it a little bit.
Well, for me, like, you know, seeing him playing Superman, like now he's stuck at that role as Superman. I just can't see him. Like, I can't see him being that gruff. You know what I mean? Like, I can't, like, he may be buff, but I just can't see him going around. Like, he was in Mission Impossible, where he, what was it, 5 or something? And he was a pretty good villain in that, you know, if you guys haven't seen that yet, that's your fault, not mine. But like, he was a pretty good villain in that. But like, even then, he still like wasn't that bad. Like, I just can't see him being angry enough and that kind of primal. You know what I mean?
I kind of agree with that. I just can't see him doing what Hugh Jackman did any better. I don't know.
But we're so used to Hugh Jackman, so I feel like no one. I mean, Hugh Jackman was great as Wolverine.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
On that. All right, so it's gonna be hard to see anyone, even if someone comes in and completely blows and stays as Wolverine. We know Wolverine is Hugh Jackman, and I feel like
it's gonna be hard to give somebody else a chance on that.
He's got big shoes to fill, I think.
Yeah,
but
I feel like he could. I can see him being angry, and I can see him being angry enough to pull it off. I feel like so.
I can see him being angry. I just can't see him being primal enough, like straight up. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's just me.
I don't know. Maybe you could prove me wrong, but I can't see him going that deep. I can't.
But he's a great actor.
That's what she said.
Great. Like he's a great Witcher. I mean,
Mike, you're chomping at the bit.
Yeah, Mike, what's going on, Mike?
You ready?
I mean, you stole my thunder a little bit, Ian, but you know I'm right there with you on that. I don't think that it's really fair to make any judgment about that character because as far as I'm concerned, I can't see any other human on the face of the planet being Wolverine after Hugh Jackman played the role so perfectly. Yeah, I'm sure that guy's out there. Maybe it's Henry Cavill.
Maybe
You
it's
never
somebody
know.
else. Maybe it's a no name. But honestly, we're not going to know until we see it on screen because
It's true.
Wolverine is not, he's not yellow and black tiger stripes anymore. He
Right.
is Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Right. But you felt the same way about
Mhm.
Batman too, right? Remember you saying like how you felt
Right.
like who was
Exactly.
your Batman? Like, right. But then somebody came in and took that over for you, and you're like,
Yes,
sir.
oh, Bale. So you're like, Kristen Bale's
Yeah.
my new Batman now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it can happen. It's just
Yeah.
a matter of
Well, it's
sitting and waiting and seeing.
well,
Yes, sir.
Jackman. He was a what is it? He was a stage performer, and at first I didn't see him doing it. But then as the movies went on, I'm like, okay, this guy can pull it off. So you never know. I could be wrong with Cavill. You never know. But
Yeah, let's.
I think he's been good in everything. I think he's a good Witcher. I thought he was a good Superman. I didn't mind him. I
Mhm.
thought he was okay.
Witcher, he did pretty good.
Yeah, I loved Witcher.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can see him playing the character. I think he's big enough to play it. He might be a little on the taller end to play it, but you can do tricks with the camera to make him look smaller.
I think he's what
Yeah.
6'2" or something like that.
He's
big
an
guy.
inch. He's an inch shorter than Hugh Jackman. I looked that up today. He's like
Oh, so
6'2".
he is-
Yeah,
He's 6
Yeah.
Oh,
foot.
he's an
1
shorter?
inch. Yeah,
Yeah, 6
1
foot.
inch shorter.
yeah, 1 inch shorter than Hugh Jackman. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think he can play him. I'm 50-50 right now because I do enjoy him as Superman. That's the only reason why I would prefer him to stay there if they continue on. But what that would mean is no more Superman because there's no way they're gonna let him play both.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I
that
agree.
would be it.
Yeah.
That would be the end of it,
Right.
man. So if he plays Wolverine, I'm happy. That's my favorite character. So
Listen,
I'm
go ahead,
hoping.
Yeah, let's just shoot DC in the foot and let them drop down. Like, I mean, Henry knows where it's at. It's Marvel. Come
It's
on,
Marvel.
bro.
Yeah.
Come to our
Yeah.
side. You know what I mean? It's I don't know, man. Not that DC's over. DC's always going to be around. You know
Well,
what I
it
mean?
depends on that 5G event with AT&T. They may or may not. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a funny story in itself. But yeah, man, if he can pull off Wolverine, I'd be happy, and that means we will finally get him in the MCU, and X-Men are on the way. But speaking of the MCU, man, the other rumor is the rumor. I'll just keep it as a rumor for right now because no one has showed us any stills just yet. But Everything Always, I think it is, on YouTube has revealed that someone saw the pilot, or not necessarily the pilot, but a episode from
Yep.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Omega Red makes an appearance. That's promising because that gives us a more of an inclination that the mutants are closer than we thought.
Well, it's happened. It's been popping up, not just Everything Always. It's been popping up on other miscellaneous sites, and like it's just a rumor. So all the fact checkers out there, calm down. It's just a rumor, but yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think there was also a rumor that Storm was going to be in Black Panther. That also did I hear that
Yeah.
too?
Black Panther
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
and Rogue and Captain Marvel 2
Yep.
or something like that.
Yeah.
well, they were saying Wolverine, possibly Captain
That's
Marvel
it. Yeah,
too.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's just rumors right now. I mean, we can all speculate. I mean, it's whatever. It's just all of us
It's
talking.
fun. It's fun.
It's fun just to talk about. You know what I mean?
it makes a conversation. This is why they do this.
Mm-hmm.
They want everyone to talk about it. They want everyone to put it out there. And
Well,
just
some
start rolling.
rumors have come to light. Like some rumors
Yeah,
of
some
different
have.
characters have, turned into nothing into something, and it actually got somebody a career. You know what I mean? It happened
Mhm.
multiple times.
Absolutely.
So it's fun, and especially when you talk about stuff like this, that Disney and some of those other companies are listening, like DC
Right.
and all them. They're listening to us.
Yep. They
May
wanted to
not
get
necessarily
back to
be
'em.
us, but they're definitely listening to a bunch of people, like getting their
Yeah.
opinions. So
They're listening to the community. They're listening
Yep.
to the public because they
They
want the feedback, and they don't want to drop it out there and it sounds official and then it doesn't do well. They want to know what people want in a roundabout way so then they can try to formulate it and make it.
Yep.
Because they know that we're the ones spending the dollar on it. So
Pretty
shout out
much.
to them for that, man. And it's interesting. I can see Omega Red joining the MCU and actually I like him in this storyline because of his mix with Captain America in the past. So it's gonna be interesting.
Real quick, I apologize because I stepped out. the Omega Red that's coming out, have we seen his character design yet?
We have not.
Mm-mm.
No stills.
Okay, so that one that
no
was floating
videos.
around was the one from Deadpool 2 then.
I don't know where that came
I think
from.
that was like fan made or something like that.
I thought he okay, all right.
I could be. I can't remember. I remember seeing like
Yeah, I
a little
don't think
quick
that was
snippet,
good.
but
Yeah, I don't. I haven't seen anything. We haven't snagged anything. Weren't able to see anything from the net. So we did. You know, it was pretty interesting there, man. But
it's
moving
cool to talk
right
about.
along. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It is. It is. It's always fun to talk about. So last week we kind of missed this bit of a news because hey, Toy Fair. But Dan Didio, or however you pronounce his name, the publisher at DC Comics, left the building, and Liefeld loves it. That man went on an epic rant on Twitter. An epic rant on basically how he did appreciate him being at the helm of being an editor and a publisher, co-publisher at DC, and he's happy that he's gone. So apparently Chris Liefeld thinks that this guy was the problem the whole time with the DC Comics. Did you guys see that story?
Yeah.
I did see that, yeah.
It was kind of funny because there was like memes and everything going around the following day about oh shit, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank right now. Woke up the following morning and realized he's like he's running the show basically.
Jeff Johns?
Yeah.
Dang, that is crazy. That's a crazy way to find out that you are like
supposedly. I could be wrong on the name. Forgive me, but yeah. So it was pretty interesting to see.
Can you imagine being at work and you go home from work and you come in the next day and you just come in and you're the boss? Like there's no talks about it.
Yeah,
like
surprise.
that's right. That's pressure.
That is
pressure.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
It's like Jim Carrey playing God.
Oh, shout out to that movie. That was a good movie, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
Morgan
Morgan
Freeman
Freeman
was God. Woo.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. It was a good movie. It was a good movie, man. The follow-up wasn't too bad. The sequel with Steve Carell wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But it was good. Morgan Freeman's the man.
Oh yeah.
Well, Morgan Freeman is God, son. Like, literally.
Well, people, I can see that anyway, but
I love the Yankee hat. I thought that was a great touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Yankees are all right. They all right. They all right.
Yo, turn his mic off. Turn his mic off.
I mean, go
the
Tigers.
Yankees
Go
that
Tigers.
way.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna shut up because my Tigers suck.
No.
My Tigers suck.
Yankees.
Listen,
Yankees.
none of your baseball teams will be worse than mine this year, so don't even sweat it.
Fair
Pirates?
enough.
You're not
Yeah.
a
Pirates.
Pirates fan, are you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I said no. Real fast. No.
Not,
Who is your
not right
team,
now.
Wolf? I'm sorry.
No, not right now. Maybe later, but no.
But who are you a fan of, Wolf?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I
Me?
try to be a Pirates fan. They just make it very, very hard.
Oh, you are a Pirates fan.
Don't tell anyone.
Too late for that.
Yeah, anyone listening, just like don't listen to what he just said.
He's fans of pirates and meat, so we're good.
Let's go back
It could be
in.
worse, man. You could be a Mets fan.
No, it's not worse. It's not worse.
Shout out to
Oh.
E Prime. He loves
E
the
Prime. That's
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
love
Boy.
E Prime. I mean, it's just I don't know,
There's a
man.
lot of Mets fans. All right, I give a lot of sympathy and love to Mets fans, only because whenever the season starts, Met fans are always excited because the Mets always come out hardcore and they always play great.
I'm gonna
But
follow
they
you
do
on this.
But they do the same thing every season. They start off tough,
After
they're
all,
playing
time
great,
they
they're
out of
winning games out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, it's like
We've
crash
seen this
landing.
episode before.
Wow.
It happens all the times, and I feel bad for them because it's the same story for them every year.
All right, so
it
being in
sucks.
New York with you, okay, and
Yes, sir.
doing what I do and talking to people all the time,
Yes, sir.
Jets fans and Mets fans, it's amazing that they rhyme, and Nets is the same thing.
Right.
Every preseason, after the end of the season, you give it like a month, okay? Then the Jets, the Mets, and the Nets are going to be the three greatest franchises in the history of sports this coming year, every single year.
Every year.
All right, but these people of lifelong fans, so they know what's actually going to happen.
Mm.
So if you know going in that this is going to happen again, I mean, it might not, but it probably is. Can you really feel bad for that person because they know exactly what they're getting involved in?
I mean, it's kind of like Redskin
what I mean?
fans,
Hold on.
but
Like Jets, you got just
gotta-
done the season. Mets, my entire team sucks. I mean, the acronyms mean something.
it's that one syllable.
Fired.
Yeah, that's the
Dang,
first time I heard that.
Shots
My
fired.
entire team sucks.
Oh my
Damn.
god.
Just end the season, brother.
Damn.
That's funny as
You're,
shit.
you're definitely send all
That's
hate
good.
mail to New York Mike.
Yeah.
Um,
I have a feeling the
Yeah,
inbox is
Jason
going to be
Lowry.
full this week.
Wow.
You know how it is with sports.
Lord.
Get people angry enough to fight. You better be careful.
That's right.
Facts.
You just
Yo,
talk
people are
though.
real
You
about
just
this
talk.
sports,
That's
man.
what, listen, we ain't in California. It's not LA versus the Giants. We all right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no.
That's a
Oh.
rivalry.
Talk about a rivalry.
Yeah, that's a
Mhm.
rivalry.
Jeez. Well, with
Most
that,
violent
guys,
rivalry in sports, man. It's worse than that's worse than what is it, Man U and what's the other one that I can't think of right now? Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
Sorry.
You're getting
I'm
soccer
drawing a
talk,
blank.
you know?
So good.
He'll remember next week.
Yeah, I'll remember next week.
Remember next week. Well, with that, guys, let's do some. It's time to wrap it up. Let's go ahead and do some around the yard here. Where you at? Shout outs for the weekend. Let's wrap this thing up. Let's get out of here.
Shout outs.
Start with you, E-Well. Where you at?
Mhm.
Why
Yo.
you dancing?
I was hoping to go last, but all right, it's all good.
Oh.
Nah, listen, man.
No, man, you want to go first in the meat party, apparently.
Yeah, well.
You don't want to be last.
Damn.
You don't want to go left.
Eric got one in.
Shout out to the meat packers.
Well, I mean, you know, Eric B's been handling it all week, so.
Oh, maybe he should go first. Maybe he
Actually
should go
prepared me for a
first.
week.
Yeah. Oh man, listen, just shout out to all of our listeners, man, and everybody that tunes in with us and listens to our show every Thursday when we release new content and new material. But I just want to send a quick shout out to all the nerds out there, man, and all the ones that are a little nervous about letting people know that they're a nerd. This show is about making you feel comfortable and remembering that it's okay and it's cool to be a nerd, man. You know, whatever you're a nerd about, don't be afraid to let people know. Don't be afraid to embrace it. Don't be afraid to let people know that you're smart about something. You know what I mean? I feel like we all agree that being a nerd is cool, and it's about knowing facts, and it's about being confident in something that you're in love with. You know what I mean? So shout out to all the nerds out there, man. Stay true to yourself and keep on letting people know what you're smart about, what you're intelligent about, and what you're completely into and what you love. So shout out to all the nerds out there. Nerd up or shut up, and keep
That's
nerding
right.
out. And you know, that's what's up. My shout out. Love
like
ya.
Good stuff,
Damn,
E-Well.
how can we follow after that?
Yeah, man.
I'll follow it. Listen, if you're a nerd and you're not smart about it, you just like talking shit like me and don't really know anything, you can still do it. It's okay.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, Mike. So continue on, man. Where you at? What you got coming up this weekend? I know you're not the social media guy, so we're not gonna bore the people with that.
No social media. But you know, if you're ever in the tri-state area and you know you're posting in the groups, I might see something. So if you guys are ever in the area and you're looking to be around, hang out, have lunch, whatever, let me know. You know, the community is always open at my house, and I'm always willing to meet more people in the community. It's how we grow. That's how we help each other out. I want to give a shout out to all you guys. I thought this was a great show. I feel like our shows have gotten better with every single show that we've done, and we're on number 4 right now. And I feel like this is even as good as last week was. This was better.
We're not.
I'd have something to do with you, bro.
Yeah. The dynamic's getting much, much better as we go on.
Good stuff.
Indeed.
Now that Mike is done stroking the meat, Wolf, where you at?
Oh,
You say that
goodness.
I just spit my juice out.
Oh no!
That's coming out my nose right now. Oh, I didn't
God
miss you.
damn.
This is-
That's awesome.
my
Best
God.
outro ever.
Oh, God.
Take that
Oh,
all
shit.
in. Take that all in.
Oh no. Oh, I bet
I
he
was
did.
waiting. I was waiting. Got him.
Oh God.
Oh, Jesus
All
Christ.
Dude, if we ever all get together and start drinking, we're getting arrested. I know.
I know, no shit.
He's just crying over there.
For real.
Oh,
Oh, best close out ever. All right, go ahead.
Where you at?
Wolf.
Tell the people where they can find you.
Anyway, Wolfenstein on all your Facebook groups and your social medias. It's your meetups.
yep.
Shout out to the Michigan crew. By the way, shout out to the Michigan crew. Thanks for having me. Thanks, Jeremy B, Matt B, Eric B, all the crew.
Nice.
Thanks for having me.
Man.
Hope
Oh,
to do
yeah,
it again
dude.
soon.
Thank
Yeah,
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about you're talking about community. This is where it's at. Just
Nice.
love it. Thank you
Yes.
guys. So
Yeah, man.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
love it.
That's what's up.
Eric B, where can we find you, sir?
Yo, I'm gonna actually pass this one to Lowry, man. I'm gonna let him go ahead and tell us where he's at, and then I'll end it out.
Damn,
Lowry,
I was
where
like,
you at?
shit, I got forgot about.
Oh man, we
No,
can't
no,
forget
no,
about
it's all good. It's all
Lowry.
good.
Yo,
No, you-
quick shout out to Big Papa Lowry, man. You know, putting us all together and bringing us all together on this show, man. You know what I'm saying? A little round of applause for you, man.
hey, man,
yeah, man.
you guys,
Love
with the whole thinking of this whole thing and talking with people, like everybody's input, each one of you guys, you know, I'm proud to be a part of this crew. You know, starting with like Eric, you know, him coming on, like him and I talking about all this and bringing everybody else on. Like, dude, I'm loving this, and I can't wait to see how much more we're gonna turn out. You know what I mean? We're only on episode 4. There's so much more we got going, and
Taking over.
yeah, sometimes our episodes may be long. The last one, but you know, I'm excited about this, and I'm very proud of what we're putting out. And
it.
essentially, you can find me on the Facebook groups. You can find me pretty much on Instagram. You know, you can find me with you guys every Thursday, bullshitting, chatting it up, insulting one another. It wouldn't be fun if we didn't. And you can actually find us on Podbean, just to let you guys know where you can find us. You can listen to us, you know, for your viewing and listening pleasure. You can find us on Podbean, you know, Radio Public. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Google Play. You can find us on Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn. So, I mean, just find us. You'll find us one way. And if you see us at any of the conventions, come up and say hi.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
Mike, I see him down there smiling, man.
I know he's waiting for it. He's waiting for it.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Oh, get it off your
Get
chest.
to it, brother.
Oh
Word.
no, nothing like that. I was the smile was just what Jason was saying because he's right. I'm real proud of this too. I think we're doing a really good job. You know, pat ourselves on the back a little bit.
Yeah, man.
But I just wanted to say real quick for our audio listeners, I want to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
and Jason might be able to give us the exact minute, but I want to say right around where I started touring around the basement, where it was just a bunch of boring stuff. If you're listening,
Mhm.
just tune into our YouTube channel, maybe just for the
Yes.
show, just so you can actually see the video and kind of
Mhm.
see where we were going with it.
Good call.
Exactly.
know?
Good call.
You
Good
can
call.
also will be able to record it on what's that, Mike?
About an hour and change, hour and 10 minutes,
Something like that. I mean, what we could do is we can also put it up on our Facebook page, and you guys can turn around and you'll be able to follow the progress of Wolfenstein and Eric Mike's builds.
Yeah, man. Good
And what
stuff.
about you, Eric B? Where can we find
Yo,
you?
You can find me, Eric B, around the Facebook groups as Eric and Siobhan Burgess. Yes, I share a Facebook profile with my wife, and I'm proud of it. Holla.
Don't let her see the meat jokes.
Hey, at least I got it. So yeah, man, you can find me there. I'm also on Instagram, Mr_Edub82, where I do toy photography. I'm still working on some things, so it's a little dry out there right now, but working on some things there. And then you can also find me, the wife, and our board as Kennedy's Village on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, where we are doing our best to make a difference in the world of sickle cell disease research and care. We just went to a symposium yesterday to find out more about the new and upcoming drugs there. Ian, I'll shoot you some of that information over
Nice.
in a couple of days. Good stuff coming down the pipeline, man.
Yeah. I look forward to that, man.
Yep.
So they have drug symposiums in Detroit?
You
Are those street pharmacists or how's that work?
get out of here.
They're legal street pharmacists. Legal street pharmacists.
Yo.
That sounds like Colorado.
Jesus Christ.
Man, you turned a beautiful thing into this. Come on.
I'm sorry, I do that. Eric, I love you. Much respect.
Noise.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, it's
no
all
doubt, man.
It's all
Noise.
Yeah. But with that, guys, the nerves have spoken. We out of here.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.
All right, catch you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.